All right. So, how you doing today?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I need these glasses to see here. So,
Yeah, dreams don't make it easy.
preparing for a storm. So, you. Anyway, we're gonna talk about some stuff here. First off, I gotta ask you first. I'm not here. Like, I have to do a disclaimer that I'm not here to give you any kind of legal advice
Oh
or anything.
yeah, I know.
That's one. I want to know how they say it, that it's strictly for entertainment purposes.
Entertainment purposes,
Yeah,
yeah.
but let me get this gum out of my mouth. Take a sip of coffee. Let me ask you, because I really have to ask you, because like I guess some kind of little bit of a gut instinct, like a little bit of a gut instinct. I don't know. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm not. I'm
Mm.
looking here, but I want to look. I want to look at you, but my camera's up there. So anyway, it still looks in the same direction. Okay. So what I wanted to ask is, do you do you work for any law enforcement agency or government
No,
agency?
I'm not an agent. I don't work for the police or any government, any agencies or anything like that. Thanks
And
for
I,
asking.
okay, and you promise, right? So,
Yeah,
uh,
I'm not.
and
Yeah,
no, no,
trust
no,
me.
no, no. Also, there's a new word I learned from this movie. Uh, NGA. Do you work for any non-government agencies?
No, right now I'm not working for anybody. I was trying to work for myself, so I was trying to
Okay.
follow the Filipino way.
Oh, okay. Oh, the
Do all that.
Filipino way.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
boy's gonna be a legend, man.
Yes, because I really do. I want to do this whole private side thing, and build my foundation. Just talk to my kids about it and give back. Like I was telling the other night, give back what I learned and
Oh,
kind of counteract what the system's doing.
yeah,
So that's what
yeah.
I want to do that, and I don't want to charge anybody. That's why if I could tap into these accounts and hook up with other people of good
You say that
spirit.
I don't want to charge anybody. What you said?
Mm-mm.
What do you? Oh, you mean like bring charges on somebody?
No, like I want to get with other people and
Uh-huh.
other people private funding to
Yeah,
provide honest to goodness help for families that's being affected and ripped apart in every level by
exactly,
the systems, because it
exactly.
starts from the bottom up. They're taking the kids, they're taking them homes, and people are unemployed. Well, for one, not having a roof over your head takes so much away from a person.
Yep,
And it's from the bottom up, from the top down.
yep.
They
Got it.
affect everything, affects everyone on so many levels, and they have this figured out where they know how to destroy people and
Yeah.
families. And I want
Yep,
to
yep,
give
yep.
back just from what I've learned. And my kids have their own story, and the twins are 16 and my oldest is 18. I haven't gotten to talk to him, but the twins want to talk. They want to bring their own side to it, and if they can work with kids and young adults. And I just wanted to connect with people in
Are
a
they on?
really
They're
different.
on your program. Your kids. You're saying they're in your same mentality, or you talk to them
Yes,
about this stuff?
yes. And when
Okay.
I saw them back in June, I brought this out to them because I'm like, because at first whatever I wanted to do, I wanted it to be women based, but now I'm like, you know what, it has to be human based,
Human based.
because
Yeah.
they attack everybody, but they have us so attacking one another to keep us apart when actually we need to be coming together.
Exactly. Exactly. Well,
But
go ahead.
no, I'm saying it's just so hard to find people, and I understand people want to get on with their lives and make their own moves, but I just really want someone who's on my frequency, I guess you want to say. And that's why I was like really wanted to pay attention to this,
Uh-huh.
because I've been around in like, policies and whatever here in Maryland, and I'm just like, I thought that's where I wanted to be, and obviously that's not where the universe wants me, and it definitely isn't where my soul wants to be. And
Mm-hmm.
so I had to go through this, and unfortunately my kids had to go through this, but I had to be put in those shoes because I'm meant for something different.
That's it.
And
That's
I've never felt more passionately about something.
Dude, man, waking up is hard to do. Like, waking up is hard. Once you get to like a certain level and you like your blinders are taken off, you can't go back. Like,
Right.
so everybody's at a different level in this journey. Me myself, it took me, I could understand the information years ago, but I
Right.
was so deep into the matrix and I had so many attachments
Right.
that what I had to do, we touched on it on the last video, is that I had to let go of a ton of baggage,
Yeah.
friends, like objects, possessions.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great cleansing, and actually you can't if you got your old life all hoarding you and you got it all in backpacks and stuff. That's a process. You can't just poof unless you have some kind of like divine intervention where a bolt of lightning hits your house and then you're out in the street. But then that's not good either, because it may not be good. But if you got faith, you're gonna come in, you're gonna come into contact with somebody that's gonna assist you and stuff. I didn't go that route. I said, you know what, let me take what I know, everything I know in my history, in my past, and then take this new knowledge I got, like I'm getting, and then just like navigate the path in front of me.
That's exactly. Oh my God, that is where I am. Because
Right.
it's like, for years, it's like everything was just stay the course, just keep finding these lawyers. And I mean, no one could figure out why it was happening. It's like, because everybody told you this is open and shut case, you should win, And I was like, okay, yeah, it was not working. And I'm like, I was getting so beaten down, but I kept going because I knew it was something at the end of the tunnel. I never gave up on myself, and I never gave up on faith, because I knew like I was going to figure it out some kind of way, and I was going to meet. But I was always like, I'm going to meet somebody who's going to have an answer, but I'm going to have to get there. And I mean, I've had my breakdowns and trials and tribulations, whatever, but still carrying on doing the same thing, the materialistic possessions, and trying to have those jobs where you equate your happiness with what you have.
Yeah,
it wasn't fulfilling. And when I realized, I'm like, losing my kids I didn't lose my kids to my ex-husband because he didn't lose. He didn't win. I didn't lose. He's the state's proxy. They don't know him. They don't know me. They just went with whoever was going to give them the bigger payoff.
Really? So basically, because he had a job?
No, actually, he didn't have a job. I had a job.
Okay.
And I mean, because the way I'm learning is whoever, because of the bonds, whoever's it's like you're betting on a better horse. Whoever is going to basically mistreat the kids, just put it away with family court, or the kids are going to end up in the system, which my kids did. And it was with him. And they knew I found out so much about my ex-husband after the divorce during this custody hearing, because I had custody first.
You went through a divorce process and he got awarded the kids?
I had custody after we were divorced for almost 5 years.
Okay.
We were divorced 5 years.
Okay.
And I had sole legal. He was giving me sole legal and sole physical during our divorce. And I was just like, okay, no, I mean, don't you want your kids? And it wasn't a matter of like him paying me child support, because, it was no.
So after the divorce, which was over 5 years ago, right?
Yeah, we got divorced in 2006.
Okay, so after that, who had possession of the kids?
Me.
Okay. How did he reacquire possession of your children?
Because, he was in and out of their lives. So at that time, he decided, I didn't even know he was living in New York at the time. So he said, I want to come back in a kid's life. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to stop you from having a relationship with your kids.
Visitation, or he took them for a vacation?
So he asked if they could, they would come. He was more consistent at that point, because his parents had moved down from PG County to St. Mary's County. So, whenever he would come down, he would bring the kids. But, I mean, he would ask his kids. And I mean, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to stand in your way with you seeing your kids, And I was always adamant about him having a relationship with his children. But I didn't know until, hindsight, that he and the woman he was with were cooking up a scheme to use the kids for money. Because for one, I didn't know that he had already moved to New York and was living there for a while. And because they said that was abandonment on his part, but I'm like, he and I are already married. Like, I mean, divorce, and but apparently in the legal system, it's already abandonment. It's abandonment, no matter how you look at it.
Got it.
And so I'm like, okay, cool. So that's when, like, he was twisting up the system and using them our oldest son to said he had ADHD. It was a mess. And then the physical abuse. And apparently the woman he was with had a track record for this type of stuff.
She was milking like systems and like men.
Yeah, and abusing kids.
Wow.
And I didn't know any of that. So of course, what do? I mean, at the time, because I mean, I was raised to just follow the law, whatever, what have you, get a lawyer. Hell, I was going to go to school. I was going to school to be a lawyer. I was interning at in Annapolis.
What were you?
Hmm?
What were you in Annapolis?
Yeah, I was an intern. I mean, I majored in political. I was a poli-sci major in economics. And one of the yeah.
So what? Okay, so that's great. All right, so
Nah. It turned. Look, that's why I'm just like after dealing with this and the same people I like in another life, I would have been my mentors, and I've seen what they've done and who they are, and it just like would churn my stomach even before I got where I was in this case. I don't want any parts of this. I mean, I was seeing I was pulling myself back from it even before this case got to where it was, and I learned about what I've learned.
got it.
It was and there's a reason why, and I mean, I did different aspects of policy,
Okay.
and it was on the healthcare side. I can't,
Got
and
it.
it's
Okay,
yeah,
so you gave me
disgusting.
a good like a good scope of like what your situation is. I know you told me a little bit, but now like you made it clear after we had that last Zoom, which was, I mean, I could check. Let me check because
It
now
was it was gonna be 3 weeks ago tomorrow.
all right.
But basically, it's like what you were saying, like
It was 8-7 because let me see. I just want to I want to see exactly, please.
no
One
problem.
moment. All right. It was on 8-8.
What's tomorrow's date?
Let me wait. Maybe yeah, 8-8. 8-8 because today is the 21st.
Okay.
I'm not. Oh yeah, I'm not sharing screen or anything. 8-8, and tomorrow's the 22nd. So it was exactly 2 weeks ago.
Okay, 2 weeks. I thought it was 3. Okay.
Yeah, I know, because it went fast. So what I was getting at was yeah. So since that time, as soon as after that, the whole week I was thinking about you. Like I was thinking about your situation, and I'm like, really, for me, it might. Okay, I just want to make sure my mic is working. It has to be because you're hearing me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, there's got to be a simple solution, for somebody in your position. So then I was thinking, I mean, I basically thought of something. I don't want to say that I'm recommending it to you, but I thought of something right away that if somebody did that, that he will get scared. If somebody, right, a supposed person was in a situation like yours, right, and they got their legal notice and demand filed, right, with their fee schedule, which I'll bring up in a second. If you had that filed, right, and you get either yourself, but it might be better if you get a third party, like a second person, maybe somebody that's a private attorney, somebody that does, and is tough, and to write them a letter, right? So now I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna share screen because I was thinking about it, and I'm just gonna share screen and make a Word document and just see what's gonna come out, because that's it. It's like two paragraphs. That's it. 5 lines. If somebody got a legal notice in demand and drafted up a letter like this by somebody that's not a bar lawyer and sent it to them, they couldn't even get a lawyer. You would basically, the person would basically say, you're in possession of my property. That's another question I wanted to ask. What exactly have you, just first the birth certificates, what have you done with those?
They're authenticated on both state and federal levels. I just haven't recorded them. I just put them on a UCC 1. So technically they're recorded.
Okay.
I just haven't put them on a UCC 3.
Yeah, I got you. No, yeah, UCC 1 is fine. If you did it at that UCC 1, UCC 3 would be like adding stuff. But if you fit it in your collateral box at the first shot, if you put it in that box, or you only did it with that, or you did your UCC one for like, did you send out a package? Did you
Haven't
send
sent
out
out any packages. Now here's the thing.
Got it.
This is where I have a question.
Yeah.
And the hackers took my security agreement.
What do you, what happened? What kind of hackers?
My neighbors, it's so crazy. It's like, I'll talk to you about that later off of that, because it's like a lot.
No, I'm just saying, like, because like, yeah, I have to know this as a good, like a check for me, because
for you, yes.
Because I'm like, I'm making videos with all my stuff, but I'm keeping it private.
Yes.
And by the way, from the question you asked earlier, I don't have no connection with that with Radiant Clone, Robert Simmons.
Oh, see, I didn't know.
I don't have no connection with him at all. He just basically, I basically made a
donation, like, yeah, okay.
I made a donation. He's giving me access to the fund. Why did he, what do you call it? Why did he, like remove you from the list?
No, because I was just like, look, I've been hacked. And yes. And the thing about it is someone in my complex. It's not like it's some like, robot or spam. Right. And I mean, the sad, sick thing about it is, you know how PJ's information, because Radiant Clone has his information on YouTube. Yeah. Yusef L, because I was listening to him. That's how I learned, about a lot of stuff. He's on YouTube. So when I wasn't downloading my information from what I, made my donations, I was on YouTube because it was easier for me to access.
Yeah, it's just like press a button.
So all these people had to do was knock on my door. And I'm the type of person, I want everybody to know this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I go through that phase.
But just the fact that that they had, did this. And I guess they felt like, well, she's not calling the cops. She hasn't called on, because honestly, I didn't. I was flabbergasted. I mean, they controlled my entire system. It got to the point where they had my security system shut off. So I'm just like a sitting duck. Like I'm not in my house right now because I have to get all new stuff. And I was there. I came down here last Thursday, and it's so weird. My uncle ended up going to the emergency room, my aunt's husband. And we went on Monday back to my apartment. And I saw that somebody was in the apartment. And so the brand new router I got this time I got it from Comcast. They took that information and was able to go to Comcast to find out the serial numbers so they can, make sure like I can't, control my own stuff, because that's how they were remote in. Because the first router I bought myself, and it didn't have like a hotspot. So you actually had to be in my house or like pressed up against my window to connect to it. And then I saw that they were connecting when I wasn't even at home. I couldn't connect to my internet when I wasn't at home.
Okay. All right. So, anyway, yeah, I got you. You're in a situation. Yeah, you're in a situation. So you better like change your passwords. You know how to do all that stuff?
I can't even. It's not a matter of changing at this point. It's not even a matter of changing passwords. I had to change devices, because once you have the device, like oh God, like the IMEs, IMEIs, and all that stuff.
Yeah, I got you. I understand all that stuff.
So that's and it's like frustrating, because it's like I didn't want to move, because it's like the situation with my landlord, they weren't even supposed to be renting. And gotcha. And they don't follow up on anything. I've been there for 2 years. No heat. I had heat, but it was not. They were taking advantage because they were trying to move. I was trying to sell, which they did.
But they were roommates, or they were?
No. I'm saying my landlord, like the apartment complex.
Okay.
And so when COVID hit, I applied because I don't have my kids, so I can't get assistance or anything like that. Right. So I'm like, okay, let me see if I can get assistance. And like I didn't know that they, the apartment complex I live in, receives so much assistance from like the HUD, which is our housing authority, and the city. So Baltimore City writes back like, well, we can't find them in the city in our listing because they're not licensed to lease. And I'm sitting here like, excuse me? I've already been there for I've been there at that point for a year.
They just might have not got a permit or a license. I don't know how that
True,
works.
and that's what it was explained to me. But at the point, I'm just sitting here like, oh my God, thank God for COVID. But everybody would have been up Schitt's Creek because they had so many repairs, and the what do you call it? The property manager has signed off, and I had pictures and like, and I didn't let it go because I was so focused on my kids. Because I had found out at that time, like one of my sons were in the hot. I mean, my ex-husband's been so fucking shitty with this whole process, and even we're at the point now where I just wanted to focus on my kids. Like I've even let that go. You know what I mean? So I didn't do anything with my landlord. I'm like, that's an extra hassle.
Yeah,
And
yeah, it's
hmm,
everything. I see there's so many. Everything is a distraction. Anything,
right,
whatever your goal is, you gotta have like laser focus. You gotta have
right.
laser focus on that and only that. And that's what drives me. Like, me completing my mission. Like today, right after the morning in the morning, it was all right, but in the afternoon, after I like woke up, I took a nap after I ate.
Hmm,
I got so many downloads. Oh my god, I could see the whole future. Every time when the frequency is like right, when the astrology is right,
hmm.
I start getting downloads. I could just see the future like Nostradamus. So like I'm like, whoo, I was off the hook. I was getting crazy downloads for like 3 hours up until
I
about
love your
maybe.
energy. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know you mentioned it. Yeah, I like yours. I like yours too. And you're a cusp sign. We're not gonna get too much into it here
Yeah, with
publicly,
Cancer
but
and Leo, yeah.
and you could tell. You could tell because you have the Cancer would be your roundness. Like the roundness, like fullness, I should say.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about that, and I'll do your chart like
Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
tomorrow.
And I really, because I really was listening to you. I was like, oh my goodness. I like, just like with PJ, because I felt his spirit. You know what I mean? And it's like, I was like, wow, this is really somebody who's in it. He was talking about like, oh, he's listening to all the people. He's listening like Dr. Selby and Santos Bonacci and all. And I had to go back and look these up. Like, holy shit! Like this is all the stuff that I was like, I mean, when I say like, I have my grids for like I'm into stones and crystals and like, I have
Yeah,
my grid book over there. I just need to be all about energy
yeah,
and I want my space to be cleansed and clean. I'm like,
yeah.
that's what and I'm careful in who I let near me in my energy and
Yeah, I'm gonna
presence.
do. I got some Palo Santo. I'm gonna light that up.
Uh,
Or no, actually, sage.
but I mean, like, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, it just seems like every time I get focused on something I'm like, I don't want this. I just want to keep going. Oh, wait a minute. Just the whole, okay, I'm gonna grab. Oh, I'm grabbing something too. I'm down when my aunt come in here and be like, why you got all this stuff all over this place? I don't feel like listening to that mouth. But I'm so just, oh my God. I just wanted to maintain. That's all. I'm so silly. I realize I'm silly. We all need some silliness. Should have grabbed that coat instead of grabbing this. Oh, sir. Okay, I'm back. I'm so sorry. What happened?
No, I was I had to look it up because I always forget which one is sage.
Oh no, it's me. It's me. I did something to my
Oh,
computer. I don't know what I did. Hold on. Oh Lord. Hello? Oh no. Are you still there?
oh, you don't
Oh,
see
there we
me?
go. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
There. Oh, you staged. See, yes, I love it.
I went and I got sage from my own garden. My mother grew it a couple of years ago, and it's growing like
Wow.
wildfire. I got a ton of it. I burn it when I mow my lawn. I
Can you
just
send
throw
me
it in.
some?
What?
Can you send me some?
I don't have much, but yeah, I got. Sure, I'll
Oh,
give
I
you.
will
I'll
pay
warm
you.
you up.
Yes.
No.
Cause
Uh,
I mean, 'cause I kept saying like I need some. Cause I said that my room is. I think that's where they freaking came in, like my back door room, because it didn't have the alarm on.
all right. Let's do some business right here. Look.
Oh my goodness.
So basically, the reason why that he removed you is because somebody hacked your system
Yes,
or your codes,
and
and
I
they've been probably on there doing bullshit.
and I told him like
You
this
told
happened.
him?
I realized it a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, look, because I jokingly asked him, I'm like, did you hack me? Because we were talking, when he had time and stuff like that. Because he was very nice. But like I said, I fell off because it's like I feel like when I can like you laser focus is best for me
Yeah,
because I don't
everything just cut out all distractions.
right. And I mean, and that's how it was. Like I like to study. I like to get it because this is serious for me. It's not just a means of making money. because for me is getting this settled, because the boot on my neck has been a nasty ass child support. That can be settled, but
they're getting you for child support?
oh yeah, I started out behind an 8 ball. Like right now it's 98, no, yeah, it's about 96, $97,000
A year or total?
total behind. And I'm sitting here like, no. I mean, it was just so messed up.
Oh my God. Oh
Right.
my
And
God.
so I was paying him like about 1560 a month when it very first came out. And I was like, well, okay, but I have custody of the kids. So for 2 years, it didn't move. And then for a total of 4 years, the petition to change it didn't move through court. But I found out again, it's because of bonds and the securities on the bonds. And he already came into the situation with bonds
See,
from
I
me.
don't know how the bonds relate to that.
Okay. So just like our birth certificate, they make money off of that. Well, anytime you get pulled over, a speeding ticket, anytime you go to jail, they start making money off of
Well,
that
that I understand, but how does that pertain to your husband and the kids?
because they touched every time the judge touched the case, they pulled up the case.
Yeah.
And this is what killed me because so my ex-husband's what, but it didn't matter. Because on paper, people were people on paper. But the head of the court, and I kept saying it, the head of the court, she's black woman.
Okay.
But prior, and this is how it's broken down to me in the child support group, the one guy, he explained it. He said, it doesn't matter. You got to stop fighting your ex-husband, guys. You got to stop fighting your baby mama, your baby dad, because this is all decided before you guys come in to court. And my uncle went through the same thing with his daughter's mother. And he ended up paying her $2,000. Mine went up to almost $2,000 a month too, because they'll get you. He said he requested a magistrate. And because I overheard him talk to my mom before he passed. And I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. It didn't pertain to me. I just knew it was fucked up that he couldn't see his daughter, right? Well, he could, but she was getting him money for one, holding his daughter ransom. And he was like, he took it and requested a magistrate. Long story short, they have, they decide the cases based on how much money they're going to get off of their books.
Yeah, sure. It's all business.
But so they don't care who is rightfully, the better parent.
Right.
And it was confirmed again last year when I was talking to somebody who's in the system, like works in the system. She confirmed it with the best interest attorneys, what they do. Because I was listening to a podcast, is Do You Know Harm? I'll send it to you. And how down in Texas, because that's another hot state, where they purposely take kids from their parents just here and they work with hospitals, but they'll tell the hospitals to say, okay, mark it as abuse because we're keeping it as open. And thankfully, one nurse reported what the social worker had told her because they didn't find any fractures.
All together, they take the kids all together from the parents.
Yes, and again, broken children end up being broken adults, and the cyclical keeps going.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But and I mean, I have like, okay, you guys are doing great reporting on it, but something has to go to help people, and that's where I'm like, okay, that's what I have to do. But long story short, so all right, so you always wonder, I don't know how often you go to court, have you been in court, but this was like a nightmare. So with the scheduling and waiting on the judges' books is because, and the fiscal year, it matters too, because I heard that they have a limit to what they can make before.
I haven't been in court. The only court I was some bullshit, because I don't like court. I don't like court, and I keep myself out of court unless they arrest me.
Right, I mean, I've never been in any type of trouble except for this. I mean, I never even. It's like you keep your shit private, and you know what I mean. And that's like, it's sad, but that's how I was raised. It's like private is private, It is, but now I know private is private. And I mean, like,
so they're making money off the kids, like they're getting.
Not just yes, and I mean,
how much you think? Approximately $4,000 a month, $3,000.
Well, the one lady who told me, she was in the group looking to get help for her house because she was being harassed over her house. She's in Georgia. She said it's $25,000 per child per absence. That's just per absence. And my ex-husband was not good with keeping a kid, and they knew it. And I'm just like, oh my God, that's just the kids, but they're making money off of his bonds as well, because they ordered our case. They did we had to get FBI, what is it, like the background checks.
Background check, okay.
And I mean, at that time I had a security clearance. I was a contractor with the government. You see what I'm saying? So here I am going to, like, and I have a security clearance. And yeah. And I didn't know half of the things about my ex-husband, but they knew exactly. And the magistrate even said it on trial. She's like, oh, I already know what I've decided. Y'all can go out in the hallway and talk. And and I won my appeal, which the person stole, and on that and the fact that my ex-husband is a child molester.
You're who?
Yeah, my ex-husband, he's a child molester. But they made so many excuses for it. They made me look like I was the freaking pedophile. I was the child abuse. I was the what? He's a domestic. He's an abuser. Yes, and that's the thing. It's like everything he did to me, they made it look like I was the one. And I mean, and I'm sitting here like, okay, so he gets to beat up me. I don't say shit. He gets to beat up the kids. He gets to beat up his girlfriend, getting arrested during the trial in another state.
Okay, so that's you gave me like a lot of information. So you're in
but they get money off of, and it's decided prior.
Look, if somebody was in your position, it looks like, because they are really involved, but like they're really like milking the system and such. So they're kind of like, really.
But guess what? It's not just it's over top of the system. It's like, that's why it's like real estate. They don't have the REMIC or whatever. That's why when they do the taxes, that's why they shut it down, because it's like extra. It's like they do their own books. That's why they're over top of the system. That's why they don't get caught. That's why they can do whatever they want to do. There's no checks on this side, on the public side. You see, that's why there's always saying you have to put everything in equity. Now everything is starting to click. So last year, after 10 years of fighting this shit, it's 10 years this year. So when the guy told me it's all about money, and it's a thing on, I'm gonna see if I can find this link on YouTube. A former Social Security worker broke it down, and I said, "Oh, it makes sense." And it was just like weight lifted, because I couldn't find the logic, and these group where mothers and fathers were killing themselves.
Yeah, they make money off.
But because of what their kids were going through, and I can send you an article on one right here in the same county I was living in. Same case, exactly. And it was illogical. And they were both doctors. The husband just happened to be like in the Air Force. And the judge did the same thing. And he admitted to abusing his kids.
All right, so like you with your situation, I mean, the kids are gonna be, remember we already talked about that. Your kids are soon. The big one is how old?
Well, he's 18 at this moment. As long as like I talk to my kids now, I see my kids, and right now I'm on a good level with my ex-husband. So if I can keep it like that while I get my everything straightened out, I'm kosher. I just want to be in a frame of mind where I'm not worried about what my neighbor's gonna do, because I don't want to worry about my safety, and I want to have a home where I can have my kids come to. So you know what I mean? That's my main concern. I don't like couch surfing. And I shouldn't have to worry about that.
What? You don't like what?
I don't like couch surfing.
Couch surfing, me too, man.
No, I mean couch surfing, like sleeping on people's couches.
Oh, couch surfing.
Right. I don't feel like I shouldn't have to like move around because other people stealing my shit. Something I was giving to them anyway.
Got you. All right. So I mean, this is what I could see. So you could try, you could try this and see what happens, because what you do is, like, if somebody was in that situation, right? Like a person was in a situation similar to yours, they would find out the other person's name, right? To like give them a double barrel, and then if somebody were to get to file like a legal notice and demand, all proper. And what I mean, when I did mine, when I'm doing mine, I register that thing first before anything. Register with a registered mail number.
I got those, yeah.
register it right to my mailbox. So that's the first step. Register it. Have a copy of the register mail inside of the document towards the end, or any document. All my documents I'm going to register, every possible one, everything. And then my birth certificates. I got 6 birth certificates. I put them on my UCC1, and I list them with the serial number and everything. All my UCC1 and my private security agreement and my legal notice to demand and the property section, Schedule A, right? Schedule A is the property list. And so now register, and then get it either do like a public, do public notice at the county. You don't have to get it authenticated. You can if you want to, but if a person got that done, a legal notice and demand, and that's law now. If it's law at the county. Once it is public. It's a public notice which describes your fee schedule, which has been accepted by the government on an official capacity, because they can't deny it, because you as a free, like a free man or woman, living, breathing soul, child of the creator, of the Most High, you're a creation of His. You have the right to live any way that you want to. So that means that you could basically stipulate. That's what it is. It's almost like your constitution, right? If you violate my constitution, we went through that, right?
Yeah, because you were going over your legal
yeah, I did work on that thing. And by the way, I got that when I did the legal notice and demand. When I did all that verbiage, it was the Lionsgate. So I channeled all that information from the Lionsgate. Like, I don't even think I would have been able to do that right now if it would have took me so long. It was like divine. This right here, like that legal notice and demand verbiage, everybody's gonna use that.
Can I use it?
What?
Can I use it?
Well, you could, I mean, like a regular legal notice and demand has all the basics, but yeah, we could talk about it.
I mean, yeah, I will of course I will donate to you for your time and helping me, because I can, like, my most pressing issue with this is getting the child support taken care of. Get that off my back.
Yeah. Oh, that you could take care of. We're gonna I mean, we could try some things, but it's gonna take a while.
Right. I like to do it in the order that,
Well, if you wanted to do it in order, are you working now?
No, I mean, I'm supposed to be a contractor, but I never get any referrals.
What type of work?
Community healthcare worker.
Okay.
But I mean, but here's the thing. Get this. Now I could go back and be a nurse or whatever, but of course, with the state, if you owe them $1, they yank your. So it's like, but that's on the UCC one too.
I owed some back taxes for some bullshit, like, because and they took my driver's license.
Oh yeah, they got that too.
But you know what? Everything is divine. Everything happens for a reason.
It does. Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason. So everything was. So I basically, for 10 years, I've been driving without a license.
Something you don't need anyway.
Yeah, but and it's worth money. Now we're finding out it's worth money too. Like with when you get it. But what I'm getting at is I got arrested a couple of times because they would not honor my status, but it was not reinforced by paperwork, because you could basically claim your status and not have your paperwork behind it. I did that for years because I was still I had to completely reprogram my brain. Like not only that, but my brain was damaged from all, I did construction work all my life. So I had heavy metal. I did demolition, asbestos work, lead, all of this. Like I used to burn lead, like to for some procedure, like a lot of it. And I had it in my brain. So once you get that out, there's a void, and it's got to be filled with something, and it gets filled with everything else you eat. So if you don't fill it with the right kind of minerals, then you're fucked up. I mean, like I I even went to the, because when you start doing a detox,
Yeah, I remember you saying that. I was like, he is exactly right. Everything just like comes
let me
out.
tell you right now what a detox really is, and I'm gonna do a YouTube channel about that, because now Jupiter is in Pisces now, and Jupiter is going into Aries for the next 8 years. I'm lit. If the last phase of that I was in, the last 8 years, all I was doing was working on my body. Like running. I would run every day with my dog that they took. You know what I mean? So when they took my dog, it killed me. It killed me.
I
It made
believe
me go
you.
through. It made me go through a second rebirth. It's called ego death. It's called ego death. You can go through many, 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 many ego deaths. So that's what I'm doing. But why am I getting what?
I said, I know, I believe it. It's just like I'm just like finally, I'm just
All right. So how I got on that, because I was saying about the taxes, and then we were going back to what I would do.
no many deaths. Keep talking about that because no,
What?
I'm
What do you want to talk? What do you want to hear?
okay because I had an emotional support animal, and
Okay.
all right. So my kid is I wasn't. We have the women on both sides of my family have issues having kids, right? And like my mother almost died having me. My grandmother's mother almost died in childbirth, and well, actually one of them did pass. And on my father's side, women have issues.
How about you?
I almost died giving birth to my first son. But my mother knew that, but I didn't know until after the fact that I just knew that like almost had a miscarriage. And then with my twins, it was weird because the pregnancy was excellent. It was better than the first, my single Connor. But afterwards, I just got seriously sick. And I mean, so I can't have any more kids. I mean, I can, but it'd be like, like I'll need a lot of work. But I almost died. But with Connor, he was pretty much healthy. But with my twin Caleb, like I literally had to like breathe life back into him, like before I even performed CPR on anybody, when he was like 3 months. And then with Sean, he almost died.
Two
And that's
boys.
I'm like,
Boys.
all
Got
boys.
one big boy and then two.
Oh, they're
twins.
all big. I mean, I can show you pictures, but yeah.
Okay.
So it's like Connor, Caleb, and Sean. So Caleb and Sean are the twins. Connor's the 18-year-old. And
Okay.
so I'm like, you just like people think you can be born so many times. Like I've literally gave birth to them, but I've actually saved them. And when they were taken, I'm like, no one can ever break that bond. And so when they were taken from me, I'm like, a part of me died. And it's like
Yes.
every time like
How I
he
felt.
would take things away from me. And it's like when I love deeply. And like when I had my dog, I learned to love that because I was so afraid of losing it. And when I had to leave just because like I couldn't have it in the next apartment or time I was staying with another aunt, they was just like saying like, it's like it was a joke to them, like leave the dog. And I'm like, that's like a scar for me
Yeah.
because if
Did you have
someone
to leave him? Did you have to leave him behind?
thankfully I got someone, the maintenance worker from my other place he loved her and he had a little, and I say she was like a rescue. So I was like,
Good.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's certain
many
things I
deaths.
just,
Many deaths. It's like
right.
it's
And I mean, I can't, and I mean, I just experience things that are like, so when you say that, I'm like, people don't realize that. I'm like, it's triggering. It's like, it's not just one life. It's not just one death. It's like things we live. I literally breathe life back into my son before I even knew what I was doing. And so there's that connection. They saved me because I don't know where the hell I would have been had I not had my kid. I
Yeah.
don't know where I would be if I didn't experience this.
Right. So because they assisted you in bringing out the best in you as
Yes.
a mother, that you chose to be a woman.
As a human, yes.
In this world, to bring life into this. So that's why I really honor, I honor women for that. But what it is if you notice, the system is trying to make women into men and men into women.
Right. Or I mean, and the thing is, it really is a village, but they don't want it. It's like when you have it, which I did, they make you feel like you're nothing. It's like if you are a woman that's trying to do right, and they just shit on you. But then I realized you got to get past it because it's not them. they're just doing it for their own purposes, and it's to line their pockets. And I mean, but I don't want anybody else to suffer from it. And that's why I wanted to do something that's going to like counteract what they're doing, but it's on the private side. So I don't have to worry about it getting, because when it's private, nobody can touch it.
That's right.
And I
That's
just,
good. I'm like, I'm impressed like with you because I haven't come across many women, especially like young ladies that
thanks.
get this. You know
I'm
what I mean?
41.
Well,
I'm
you
41.
you're still a young lady, well, is like that really get this and are taking action, to basically get this stuff done. So like for me, like it's impressive because you get it, and now so basically, I the last time I told you your best bet was to just follow through the process, and do that and get a first package in. That's pretty important because then you could do. And another thing is we could do a test and see if I've been wanting to do this. I've been wanting to find out if somebody really needs to get that first pack in before they do a 1099 or an A for V.
Okay.
If not, you understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You know what accepted for value is?
Yeah.
When you get a bill that's presented to you that you owe, you already know, because you're wise, you already know that's already prepaid.
Right. All bills are prepaid since 1933.
Exactly, yeah. So they already got that funds on their black book, you know what I mean, in the back room, and they're just trying to, but they go through the whole process of leaning you.
And that's what you're saying here is exactly what goes on in court. Because and even with the rental, I'm like, look, every debt that's on my social security number, whether it's fraud or legit, is going to get settled when those books open.
Well, the thing is this is you're in a similar position to where I am, but maybe a little bit behind. That's it. Because
I'm a lot behind.
what? Well, no,
I'm a lot behind.
Okay, well, no, you're not a lot behind. You're a little behind. That's it. Because look, if like how I like a couple of years ago, when they took my dog and they took the thing is this, it's all divine. It's all divine because you can't, when you're not at the frequency or it's just not time, you will, how they say, when the student is ready, the master will appear.
Yes.
You've heard it. It's not the student. It's the maybe it was another word, but when the student is ready, the master will appear. You know what I mean? So obviously, when I wasn't ready, but I did a lot of work in other areas. But you know what? That was what makes us unique, because there's other people they don't know none of this stuff, and they got spiritual centers and they got tribes together. They're doing a lot of work. You ever heard of Savant Beaumont?
I think like somebody mentioned it, but I haven't gotten there yet.
Well, yeah, no, yeah, exactly. In other words, like you connecting with me, anybody
like simpatico.
What?
Like we're simpatico.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, with simpatico. Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, but what I'm saying is like my nephew, right? If somebody comes in contact with somebody that's has, let's say, is on a higher frequency, let's just say they live in a different reality. And then what they do is, like, for example, me, I'm here at a certain level, but I have to honor my biological mother. I have to honor my biological family, even though they're going through animalism. I mean, nobody talks about this, but they're going through animalism. They will never get this. They will understand it for a second or for 5 minutes and then forget it, because they don't have the capacity. First off, their pineal gland is completely calcified. It took me 10 years to decalcify my pineal gland. Like you could get a lot of work done, like, in a year. And then, but the thing is all of the toxins in your body go and calcify it again. You know what I'm saying? When you get that third eye open, you are at a different level. You have a different understanding. Like the guy says, So now, so my nephews, right? Like wherever you are in life, you have a certain set of movies that exist in your reality that don't exist in somebody else's world. Like they're still on Netflix, for example. So now when I was telling my nephew about these movies that are in my reality, I tethered it down to him. So I basically made him like a wormhole.
So it's not like telekinesis, like when you are thinking about something and someone that you really feel like you're in that connection with, like actually text you or say the same thing you've literally, and
Yeah,
there's very,
that's
very few
telekinesis, though.
people. And I'm like, how the, and I've been like pushing that off because I don't have it with everybody. Very few people in my life. And then
Yeah,
never, I would even say that we are like best friends or close, but I've let them in some kind of way.
it's called telepathy, not
Telepathy, that's it. Telepathy.
How you jumping up and
You know what I'm saying? Telekinesis. Thank you so. Oh my God, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. That's my aunt. So sorry.
Hi,
Thank you.
auntie.
Oh, Jeton says hi. Jeton, he's on the Zoom. Oh my God. Listen, oh my God. Because this, today is.
You know, I had
freaks me out.
you know, I had telepathy with my dog.
I believe it.
My dog ate organic. My dog ate organic. He was ripped. His waist was, and he was a buff dog. He was non-fixed. That dog was so
That's
alive.
important too.
What?
That he
No,
wasn't
yeah.
fixed.
No, yeah. If you fix a dog, they lose something. They could
Same
still
with,
have the
yeah,
heart.
same time.
They can still have the heart connection with you, and they could have and any animal that dreams, they got a pineal gland. So you can see the dogs when they dream, they're like, any animal that dreams has a pineal, even though it's a small thing, they could dream.
Oh my God, it's so freaky.
So now I had telepathy with him, and when we would run, and he would go too far away, because I would get in trouble. Like I would get in trouble with police, park rangers. All of them are gonna pay big time. I'm gonna forgive them, yeah, but that don't mean that they don't have to pay. They gotta pay. They gotta pay up for whatever they did. And so I had telepathy with my dog. I'll be like, get back over here, and then he would come running. He would come running, and then I would think something, he would know it. I'll be like really deep anyway. So that's that. And
how does that happen though? Like, how do you get on that? Because it's like it's happened with me, and I'm telling you, and I'm just like, it happened today.
Not everybody. Have you heard of an NPC?
NPC. I've probably heard of these things, and forgive me, my brain isn't like how it used to be.
Yeah, I know. Like mine isn't either. But
I know, and I mean,
I'm telling you, mine is improving.
And I have to work on that because I've had like breakdowns, and like there's just so much stress because of it, all this stuff. It's just like
I know. It's no problem.
But I'm just like,
so
but that's why I want to get back to opening up to this, because this is where I really feel comfortable. But I'm just like, how is this happening? How am I'm literally thinking, like, when you text me, I'm like, okay, cool. And then my friend texts me, I'm like, no, because I was going to text you. You're not supposed to text me. I didn't think he was going to text me at all. Huh?
I believe in that. Like, for example, you can't have telepathy with everybody, because not everybody is a player. They're a non-player character.
And he's always been on this, like, healthy kick. He doesn't he doesn't like the medicine, And
it's just, you can't connect with him. You can't.
No, I can't. That's what and that's what I'm talking. I'm like, I really dig that, but I never told him that. Because I never opened up to anybody about this stuff until now. You know what I mean?
Oh no.
Like
You never opened up about all this stuff.
No, because that's the thing. Because
when I go, you should see me. I go like anywhere I go. If I feel lit, if I feel inspired, I start telling these people crazy shit.
That's why, because people call you crazy, and I'm just tired of it. It's like, it's important to me, and I don't want people to just write it off. And I feel like I don't really have anybody to really go into it about.
Well, imagine if you were surrounded with people that talk just like you. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to be.
It's like, and then of course there's plenty of groups that are, but it's like I was in the mood. I was depressed for a long time.
Me too.
We go over, and it's hard for me to like open up to about this stuff because they're crazy. And like when I was younger, of course, me and my girlfriend would study like read about astrology and all that, but I didn't get into it where I could really fully understand it. And so of course, having kids and moving on with your life, I let all that stuff go.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I
But
got
it's like again, like so when I would meet people who I have like those real connections with, but I would never really say because I would be too afraid to open up. And then I
you.
don't
Yeah,
want to be judged because
I
even
know.
now when PJ was talking about this stuff, he wouldn't fully go into it. He would get back onto the
Well,
stuff, and that's why I was
yeah,
like, see, there's
well,
more to it
oh,
than
you
that.
like that part of that, right?
Yes,
I already knew all that stuff that he was talking
see,
about. You know, because in other words, I already went through what he went through. Like, when he starts talking about like that, to become like an alchemist and stuff. Let me
yes,
tell you what I went through,
chaos magic.
Yeah, chaos magic.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Yeah, but Bobby Emmett, chaos magic. Like, yeah, but yeah, it's basically it's kundalini, is energy and magnetism.
Yes.
Your thoughts, you project your own reality, because when you know how, when your body is working well, you kundalini burst it out like a big bang. Your thoughts and your emotions, your manifestations, you will it. When your throat chakra activates, you could talk with conviction. You know what I mean? When you talk with conviction and you make it reality, right? And then what happens is, if you can get that kundalini going, then you turn it magnetic, and then you bring it back to you in form. So basically, the electric is kind of not man or woman, but both of us can have it. Males, the electrical portion of it is masculine in a sense, and then, but it does have two poles, two polarities, male and female masculine. You know how they say the divine masculine? There's divine masculine,
feminine.
and then there's divine feminine. But if you're saying masculine, there's divine feminine, divine masculine, um and then masculine, like the father figure, and the mother figure. It's almost like the grandma. There could be a father figure in the house. Like that's the one. The grandma's usually the one that whips everybody, not the grandfather.
Right.
It keeps the what do you call it? That keeps the peace in the house. And then so anyway, I don't know.
I'm following you because that's how it was with us. My grandmother, her mother was the disciplinary, and my grandfather was so chill.
Yeah, he was just like, they're just over there just to, for breeding purposes. It's
He
not,
was like,
not only that.
he was the one who was like, no, don't do it.
Yeah, and then another thing is that, like, if somebody hasn't seen their grandmother for a while, or if they've been on a long trip and they come back to their tribe and stuff, first person you do not stop until you go straight to your grandmother.
Yeah.
You go straight to your grandmother and see her and say, I'm home. That's it. That's how it is for me, for my family. You're not going to go to your grandfather. He's going to meet you at the door, and he'll be like, all right, what's up? Where's grandma?
Or they always say, go say out of your grandmother. Yeah.
Exactly. You go straight to your grandma. Anyway, that's my thoughts anyway. So, all right. So let's just go over what my opinions are to a person that would be in your situation.
Okay.
All right. So one option a person that would be in your situation is to get that legal notice demand all registered, recorded, and then get somebody to write a letter. Probably get that other woman's name too, and write a letter from a private attorney with an international address, which is all lawful. And that person with that international address could send a fee schedule. It's already recorded. So all you got to do is give them the digits. You're going to be like, you could write like 2 paragraphs of.
Okay.
No,
so
you don't
let
have
me
to.
ask, let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So with this, doing a legal notice and demand, and I just had to change my address. It's still with it's with like iPostal, but they hooked up with the USPS because the people had my info, right? So, and of course, I haven't done any legal notices and demands, but I have put and I'm doing all my registered mail numbers over since the people had that. I had to do my security agreement over. Oh, yeah. So I write it out. I register it, of course, but the private attorney will mail it out. They're going to be my third party.
Yep.
Okay. They
No,
don't
no,
have
no,
to be a
no, no,
notary or
no, no,
anything
no.
like.
No,
Uh,
you would record it. You would get that quick time. Because what it is I would say that a person in that situation would get a third party. You could do it yourself. That's fine. It's just that it's going to be you against them, and you're technically still public.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you feel private. But
No,
you,
I don't have anything on file yet that makes me private
yeah,
completely.
technically the security agreement and like these documents, you just have to feel private. If you
Oh, okay.
you just gotta like feel private and then know that you have like the documentation. The reason why I'm saying is because they wouldn't be able to get a lawyer. A lawyer
Oh,
cannot go against anybody that's international that's private.
because I'm all right. I wanted to because IRS changed my tax status. They got me on 1041 already.
Okay. Did you get a 98 number?
Yeah, I had my 98 and my 80, 85, 85 number, and the kids got
Okay.
theirs already.
Okay. All right. All right.
Well, I
So
got
then
them for them.
that makes you private.
Oh, okay.
That makes you private. So what address did you do? Like what country did you do for your address when you got the 98? That's the one where you do it online and you call them and they start asking you all those questions. Do you remember?
Morocco.
Morocco? Okay, are you more?
No.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just saying I did Mexico, but now I know better. I don't have to do any country. I could do IT. Like New York, IT as the state. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm doing Maryland now because of
Yep.
not being. I wasn't born in
What I'm
DC.
finding out is, you know how you say I'm just gonna say Brooklyn. Like Brooklyn is a count, not a count. It's a county too, but a town. Let's just say Mill Basin, right? Mill Basin is my town where I have a Mill Basin post office, and I don't even write in. I don't remember if I wrote in New York. No, no New York at all. No Maryland, but instead of putting MD, you put IT.
Oh, cool. So I
But
can use.
international, because I got this from the Maryland UCC one. When I put my zip code in as international 9998, they wouldn't accept New York, and they put in IT international, and they put in
Maryland.
Yeah. When I did my UCC one, you could
Oh,
do
you
it.
found it here?
I filed it there because that's where it's international.
Yes, it sure is international here.
It's international, and New York, the copy was whack, and I did it in New York first. I paid the money. I did it. I didn't like it. I did another one. You could do as many as you want.
Okay. Can we please sit down when you have time and you can go over this with me, like when I do it, please.
Okay. All right.
Because I'm gonna have to get a PO box in the city in which my residence is. Because right now, Baltimore is so crazy. It's like Baltimore City is on, which I found out when I went to the state troopers last night, is own jurisdiction. Right now, they don't work with the state on a lot of things. They just themselves.
That's
and then
Maryland.
Yes.
Maryland
State. Yes, I went there to talk about the hack because they were hacking me. Well, they were like in my stuff last night and everything. I had to call cops again. Long story short, Baltimore County is where because I'm a notary myself.
Okay.
And so if you ever need anything notarized here in Maryland, whatever, and I was going to do the loan thing. But then Baltimore County is where I have like the business office address with the post office, and I just got a new one. So I reside technically in the city at this moment. So I can use my residential address as my international address. If that's the case, then I need to open up a post office box at a city location, correct?
Where are you're staying where you're on now, right?
No. I live on my own.
Okay. And you're comfortable where you are, or did you say you got hacked there?
But the thing about it is, I know how to work on that.
Okay, you're gonna handle that. You're gonna handle that.
Right, because the thing is, for one, I'm not paying these people rent because they've yet to fix anything since I moved in. And
that's your business. I relate to that. That's fine. You can do what you gotta do to survive. So now are you stable for like a while?
Yes, the only thing I need, honestly, that's why I wanted to talk to you. I said, if I could just get with somebody who could just help me get these packs. I'm working on my hack situation here at my aunt's house. I just wanted to make it where I could recenter myself and get this stuff sent out, because and also let you know what was going on with my housing situation in case you had any ideas on how to do it, because I know I'd rather talk to somebody who knows what they're doing and, experience, as opposed to just reading all these posts on Facebook.
Okay, yeah, like you can ask me on, privately. What is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what. And then I said I wanted to go ahead and start lining up the stuff to get the
look, this is
car
it.
and all that stuff.
So, like right now, when fall kicks in, right now, I'm getting a YouTube channel. So I'm basically, I have another person coming on the call tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
A fresh new person, and by the way, I did.
Hacker.
What?
I said better not be the hacker.
No, I don't think so. No, he's a different. He's a guy from the group.
Okay.
And what was that?
I don't know.
I don't know if it was me over here. They were busting fireworks and stuff when I was coming. This town is crazy, man. I mean, yeah. But it's pretty cool. That's why I'm like connected to this town somehow, and I'm gonna do a Native American nation.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Oh man, I keep thinking about it. It's gonna be so great. I'm gonna build buildings that are gonna be green.
You said you were gonna build it on top of other buildings, and it's like a greenhouse.
Well, that too, but when this afternoon I was like I was just like using my imagination and channeling so much like information. I'm gonna build pyramids. I'm gonna build buildings that are shaped like a pyramid, all glass, and then in the center. I mean, the design change as soon as I get some money. As soon as I get some money, I like
the shmoney.
Yeah,
Cardi.
Yeah. Money,
yes.
I'm gonna have architects and architects on payroll. I'm gonna have architects working for me. They're nonstop. And I'm gonna be just building. Plus, I don't have a degree, but I'm a dropout. I'm an architectural school dropout.
So why you need a degree?
Yeah,
that's the thing. What did Elon Musk say?
I'm not a Freemason.
But no, but I'm saying that Elon Musk says he didn't go to Harvard, but a lot of the people who work for him did.
Who said that?
Elon Musk, the Tesla guy said that he's crazy and all that. And I was like, go ahead, Elon. Exactly. You go to college, you waste money, and come out, and you just chained and miserable.
Yeah, when I have my tribe together and when we make it's not going to be a school. I was thinking of some names, but it's going to be some type of like a nursery or some type of information exchange.
The Amazon, what's his name? I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just love it. What did they Montessori schools? How they have it, the Montessori schools.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Bezos. He's built at least one out in Seattle, and that's how they had those free thinkers and allow them to learn. Yes,
those kids. The thing with me is that I don't believe that we are the only ones that have something to teach, because these people they're wounded warriors from another life. If you open up to learn from your kids, they teach you things. They're like, Mom or Dad, what you talking about? But if
we damage kids with our damage.
Yeah, if you shush them, they close off at a young age. That's what the whole school system's about. But if you get them young and you ask them, their capability of their manifestation. If you know how they can manifest things into your reality. If you don't get all injected and get natural childbirth, because they do stuff to us.
I had natural childbirth.
You had natural childbirth?
Yeah, I've labored naturally, and yeah, I had one epidural, and basically it didn't do shit. I felt everything.
Gotcha.
For 48 hours I labored by myself.
Yeah,
they didn't. They wouldn't take me to the hospital.
Yeah, it's what I'm thinking is with all there's 70 or some odd injections that the kids get, not injections but ingredients for the vaccines and stuff. And you could clear them out, but I don't think you could clear those out fully.
And I'm sorry, no, I'm just listening because my cousin, she was big on not getting vaccinated her kids. I was like, wow. And I'm just I wish I was born in that era, to fully understand instead of just following the herd. Okay, I have to do it.
Yeah, but yeah, I know. So anyway, look, we are where we are right now. You know, we're in this position, and we you could go back and like go back in time, and you could heal all of that, and it makes you better. What
Oh
it
my
is
God.
the way you treat and the way you raise your children is exactly how you gonna get treated and better the next time around.
That's your legacy.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
people don't realize that.
So imagine,
Ah,
imagine if you, like, for me, I believe that, you know, like that we should reproduce like young. You know what I mean? And this way you could reach like maybe you if you could reach like 7 generations of kids before you graduate. I don't say die. I don't say, you know, die. I
oh,
say graduate, because death is a graduation. That's why in
okay.
all these Egyptian movies and stuff, they're like, it's so sacred. Death is, because it's you turn into like you graduate. I
See, I've
I
never heard anybody put it that way.
let me tell you, there ain't nobody talking about the stuff that I learned when I went into meditation.
Mm.
I was doing ancient practice that I didn't never even heard of it, but I got it from like a divine place. It is basically going to the point of death and staying there intentionally. You go into a meditation and stop your heart. I've done this for weeks. You slow your heart down to like almost like a pearl diver. They slow their heart down that they don't have to breathe. I can hold my breath for 7 minutes. I
I don't
can't do
know
it
if I
right
can try
now.
that.
I can't do it right now, but I did it. I did it for a long time, like for like 2 years. That's all I was doing. That's how I lost my business. I lost my business and stuff. But when you do that, I did it for a 2 week period, pretty much 7 minutes. Or I did it as I was growing, doing it for a minute. Then the next day I could do it for two. When you do that and you get your heart to a certain thing, you turn into like you go to the midway point between physical and spiritual. You basically go to 0 point. And when you go there, the Akashic records open up to you, and all the information that exists in the entire universe, you have access to. Doesn't mean that you can remember it, but with your mind, with your brain, you could remember
Oh,
it, yes, but you could remember only portions of it.
this
And
is
then,
so trippy. You're gonna
yes,
trip
yes,
because I remember. I honestly like used
and
to
then you go
remember
to
doing this with
amnesia.
stuff. Like with, of all people, like my crazy ass ex husband. This is like why like, but I'm learning that he's like what they say narcissistic, whichever. But
Yeah,
he's very manipulative because like he was so open to this stuff and he was very like on point when it came down to government stuff. So
oh
and
yeah,
like yeah, I guess because he knew about like being arrested and shit. So that's why I was like, why would he, do this to our kids? But he was the one like having me open up to like different things and like learn about different things. I was like, yes, now we're gonna do yoga and the breathing, like it like
oh, the breath work, yeah,
yes, and I mean that shit was like so relaxing. I mean, it took me to a different plane like that.
right,
But that
yeah.
was years ago. And so I've
I
always
tell you
wanted to get
why.
back there.
Let me just turn my air conditioner off. Give me a second.
Oh my God, I gotta get.
Hey, you need something to drink or anything? You want to take like 2 minutes? I'll pause the recording.
Sure.
Let me pause the
Now I
recording
gotta.
for
You gotta send me
what?
where I can look this stuff up.
What? Oh, you should check out Savan Bomar. I'll do a share
Yes,
screen.
because
Yeah,
I
I'll do a
want to
share.
get into something like.
Let me just pause the recording for a second. All right.
Okay.
The camera still be on, but you can walk away or something because I wanna get something.
All right. I'll.
All
Okay.
right, I'm back. So yeah, there's a chat right there. You could and I think let me see here. How
I
come
don't even use this stuff.
what?
I
You
said I
want
don't
to
even use this stuff.
okay, you're on a
I
desktop
know.
or
Yeah, I'm there though. Yeah.
okay. Here, let me just show you and then you'll be able to see the recording afterward. Here, let me share my screen.
Okay. Because next time we meet, I'm gonna have all my stuff laid out, and you can like go through it if you like.
Okay. I'm just gonna show you just quick. I'm just gonna show you like I mean this guy because he's really oh, I
Ooh,
gotta turn this light
you
on.
are so organized.
I'm organized right now. I am, yes indeed. I told you right now with because I was born with Jupiter and Neptune.
Wait, when's your birthday?
I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm 20. Wait, let me look at you. Why? Why would
Because
you?
I'm a Leo. I like Sagittarius.
What?
Sagittarius. I get along with Sagittariuses. I
Yeah,
can't.
because you're a
Yes,
Leo. We're both
yes, I
fire
can't.
signs.
And
But
I can't.
yeah,
Oh gosh, yes.
okay. So here, let me show you here. YouTube. Oh, I already have it bookmarked because I was watching it. He just came out with a new video. This guy. Come on now. This computer is slow, and all I have is Zoom running
Oh, that'll do
right here.
it. Aidens.
Oh no, that's just the name of the video.
Oh.
Yeah, it's adepts. Adepts
Oh, a
mean
debt. Okay.
not a neophyte. A neophyte would be like a
Yeah.
big. So this is an adept conversation. I haven't even watched the video. I'm just gonna. What is going on here? What do I have open that's slowing me down?
You can go to your task manager and see.
Yeah, let me do that. Some bullshit. You should put my task manager. It's the Zoom. Oh, maybe because we're on for a while now. God damn, not responding. All right, you're gonna just write this down.
Oh, a debt. Okay, I got you. Hold on. Where's my pen? I had like 18 pens over here before. There,
Just go. Just check this. Oops.
I'll text it to myself because I can't find my ink pen.
I gotta stop the share because it's not allowing me. It's not even working.
Okay.
Find a pen.
Oh, banishing the occult laws and enslaved humanity. Let me look this up real quick. All right. I hate my app because I can't get my I gotta use
You have a pen?
I have it somewhere over there.
No, use your phone. Use your phone. Just text it.
No, but I'm like so used to not using my phone for things like this. I literally write things down. But I'm gonna go on YouTube. I don't even think I have YouTube downloaded on this phone.
I just texted you.
Oh, thank you. Can I use your? I know. I don't. Yeah.
How did you get it?
Understanding.
That's the YouTube channel.
What's understanding?
Understanding means I don't understand.
Oh,
I understand, but I understand.
Okay,
so it's like
I got you. That's the name of the group, though.
No, this is the name of the guy's YouTube channel. It is a group that you pay for. It's online, but you get a lot of information from him for all the spiritual stuff on like cracking codes and stuff. So I'm gonna stop share now because it's slowing me down. So I'm back over here.
Okay.
See me?
I see you. It's kind of blurry though. Let me get out of the chat.
Really? I'm
it's
blurry?
Probably just because, yeah, it's probably, yeah, just a little bit, but it's probably on my side though. It's my camera. Look, I mean, it's like, I don't know. My computer's piece of crap. I need to get, let me see, close virtual. I have a virtual background. I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm clear on my end.
Okay.
But maybe it's just, let me see. Yeah, I'm clear when I look at myself, and when I look at my cell phone, looking at myself like on that. All right. So
all right, you got it's cool.
Let me know when you're done.
All right. All right, cool. All right, you good. It was my computer. Sorry.
I'm gonna give you an honest assessment of where you are, and like what you need to. I want to finish that conversation about the person that wants to get their kids back. If you got that legal notice and demand, that's it. Maybe the security agreement too, but all you need is that legal notice and demand to do this little process. And then if that person would send a one paragraph, Mr. John, whatever that husband's name is that's got the kids, and the other woman, right? You address it to them. You address it to them and say, you are in possession of my property. and which is in violation, you're gonna have this recorded. You don't have to write it down. Just look here. Focus here. You're gonna have it recorded, so you could think and then write it down at a different time, and then so basically you're in possession of. I mean, it would come out more eloquently like when you thought about it, but you're in possession of my property, right? Of my property, which is the 3 kids, right?
Well, Connor can't even use anymore, right? Because he's 18. The oldest. Connor, he's the oldest boy.
Okay. And so,
I mean, technically, yeah, he's 18. So it's just the twins, Caleb and Sean.
Okay, good. So then, in possession, you're in possession, which is in violation. You're in possession of the 2 kids' names, which is in violation of. Then you give the recording number and your document number of the legal notice and demand. You're gonna make your own document number, and then registered mail that thing. So that would be the document number. And then you're in violation of the legal notice and demand, identification number, paragraph 13, subsection, I should say section 13, paragraph 1, which clearly states that any of my property, is to be withheld from me is a violation. I mean, I'll bring it up. It's just I'm just gonna speak very general now. We can work on it, but you're in violation of this particular law, and the fee involved is $100 million per day, per person, per victim involved. So it would be times 4, because there's the 2 people you're sending it to, right? The husband, the father, and then the other woman. Right.
Right, we're gonna stick with them 2 for right now, because I want to tell you about the other woman he had.
Okay.
That really did some stuff.
Whoever has got possession, and then so that's those 2, right? But now you have 2 individuals, which is the two possessions. The 2 items of your. I'm calling them what they are.
They are property. We are property. Those who aren't out the system
are property too for our controllers and such. So
right, that's how they look at us.
But if you had to do this in court, it would be a different story, because they're technically like an estate. They will never let go of that estate unless you prove it.
Right.
But if you threaten them, if you if you stated to the universe that he's in violation, then you would get support if you believe it. And then it's almost like you're attacking. So now you're gonna send them that bill, because it's times 4 times how many days.
Okay.
If you lost possession of your property for 100 days, it's 100 million times 4, which is 400 million times 100, which is 400 million. That would be billion. 10 billion, it will be $40 billion. And you tell them, please, a person will go through the administrative procedure, and it's like, please send your payment to this address, right? Please send your payment to this address within 10 days. And within 10 days. Thank you for your business. Yeah. Are you muted? You're muted. Did I mute you?
Okay, I'm sorry. Because wait a minute, hold on. Because I heard people talking about this, but I never heard anybody actually put this into action. Yeah, separately from a case.
What?
Separately from sending it like in a case. I don't even think I heard of anybody using it other than Peter.
No. To get paid is a different story. Oh. To get paid, you do have to. But what you would do is you would send it out. This is the procedure, and then you could you could follow through with it, but you can't follow through with it until you send your first pack. You can.
Oh yeah, see, okay. So basically you're saying send the first pack, then I can do my legal notice and demand and get the sheriff.
No, do the legal notice and demand. See if you can't get your kids back by a bluff, by a poker bluff.
I don't want to do all that.
No. You wouldn't be doing anything wrong.
But the thing is, it's like this, because since my ex-husband's crazy, and we, we're in like right now, it's like I see my kids, and they've been through so much.
Oh, you don't want to take a chance that he would not let you see your kids if you do this.
Right, and I don't want him to run, and he already went and let that woman get them passports when they weren't supposed to even, it's like, basically, he's so worried that what he's done is going to catch up to him on the legal side. And I'm convincing him that I'm not doing which if you look in the court, I haven't gone back to court to file anything. And and I want him to constantly and to believe that. And I'm like, because I just I'm so over all of this. I'm so stressed out, and I don't want my kids to be, my kids, the last time I saw them, they were like, we just want to live with you. I'm like, I understand.
Okay, so now if I'm understanding you want to do this like proper, that even after they turn 18, you want to be able, like, because it might take a while, like, they probably already turned 18 by the time you finish everything.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought if I could just submit everything in the court, like with my legal notice and demand, I could just have the sheriff come and get them. With the legal notice and demand file, that's when you send the sheriff. Yeah. And like once I put them on a UCC 3, and because once everything is recorded properly, and I make it known that he has my property, then he can come. Then I could get the sheriff.
I know. It's just that you would be on your own, because I haven't went to court on any of this.
Oh, so, no, this is not like me going to court. Like, okay, say once I have everything filed, like my first treasury pack.
Yeah.
Then I could send that. I would feel more comfortable with other stuff, and then I send it.
I like that. And then another thing is that when you do send that out, when you do send your first pack out, since I haven't sent mine out either, once you do that and get your green card, you can start doing 1099s. Okay. So then we could talk privately about doing some business, because I own a construction company, and then if we can get you situated so when the kids come, they'll have a house. Like,
I would like, and I want to buy the property. I don't want to just buy a house when somebody else own the property. I want to own property.
No, you would basically, you're using your own funds, because you will have.
Oh no, right. I said I want
unlimited. You have unlimited credit. The 1099s is tapping into that account. The account that you're getting control of.
Yes, I want the land that the home is gonna. Whatever I want the land. I don't want just the building.
Yeah, you want to own it free and clear. Yeah. Down the line, you do it like that. They can't even touch you.
Yeah, because I'm like, nah.
Ain't nobody gonna ask you for taxes or anything. That's what I'm doing. You could do it.
I like the way you got yours set up.
I don't know exactly how to do every component of it, but I got a really good understanding.
Okay.
Like me, all my documents, when you get into a house that has a property around it, even if it don't have to be that house that we're talking about, that's going to be all free and clear. Once you get that house, you get like a glass thing. You want to have a fence around your house. You don't want your door to be right on the street.
Yeah.
Because you want to have.
I don't like that. Right.
Where police cannot come in, and then you're going to notice. You're going to give notice to your police. Your count, the precinct, like 7th precinct, whatever police comes to the house if somebody calls 911, and then you're gonna go and you're gonna send him, and then you're gonna go and visit him, and you're gonna say, all right, I got this registered mail certificate. I want to speak to your boss right now. Let them know.
And I know all of them. It's a list. Yes.
I'm an international. I'm claiming Admiralty jurisdiction. I'm claiming Admiralty jurisdiction over here. This is not my home. This address is not part of your world anymore. So if I only by invitation, because sometimes you are gonna need them. Right. If somebody comes up to you, you know what I'm saying, and you like, yo, I'm just calling a cop. That's an invitation. But without invitation, they can't come. No matter if somebody calls 911 and say somebody jumped over the fence, they will not come on your property. They will not come on your property. Trust me. I mean,
Does that work
unless
if you renting a place or no? No, because you're renting it. Is that your property?
no, it does because you got your DNA all over it. Your
Mm.
DNA is worth more than them because
True, and
they're
that is covered in one of
alive.
the things.
You're
Oh
alive.
wow.
So you go and urinate on your property, on the grass, like all natural, and then that's it.
Because that was one of my questions. How do I take ownership of that apartment? Because they haven't been, they've been screwing with me, but they had my deposit and they had my rent. And no, I didn't put it in escrow after I found out that because I didn't want to go and deal with the public court for a
you could,
private matter.
you could technically take the whole building because your DNA is all over that apartment and it's an address. So
And that's what I want to do. Because I was like, I wanted to have a contractor because I was like, because literally when the new owners asked, I was like, do I need to have my contractor? Because one of my cousins is a contractor. Now I meet you. Is this not serendipitous?
yes.
And look at all this stuff and fix it because they would.
Yeah, you don't want to be. I mean, in my opinion, you want to get into a house. So look.
But I'd also want property that I can, make good use of, and I would have it fixed up for people, and I take advantage of people on like Social Security and veterans, which they're doing. That's not right.
Yeah, right. No, it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's not. So anyway.
I'm sorry. I get mad at that.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I understand. I can relate. So now so then that's what you're gonna do then. You're gonna do. You want to get your first pack out, right?
Okay. Oh, and did I need a copyright notice for my kids? Because I didn't do a family copyright because I no longer carry my ex-husband's name. But I didn't.
I have to think about I had to think about all of that because my mind for the paperwork for the first pack, I was only thinking about it. I have to really think that through. I gotta go through the document and think it through as far as it goes. But in my opinion, the kids are gonna be 18. If they want, you're gonna have a house with horses. How are they not gonna come and want to live with you?
Right. So, and my kids want to live and then right now they can decide where they want to live, period. I'm just setting them up for the future.
No, they can't. Not all of them.
And because in the Commonwealth, they live in Virginia.
Okay.
In the Commonwealth of Virginia, and it's so much. And I'm telling you, my ex-husband did so much dirt. The Commonwealth of Virginia is only takes 16. They get to decide at 16. I just don't want them dealing with the system because they ain't gonna be night and day like they.
So then, problem solved. Then problem solved. Then you want to get your stuff together. Right. So you want to get that first tag out and go through the whole secure party process. So that's what I'm going through, and that's what another participant is. I'm not even going to say his name until he becomes a participant. So tomorrow you be on, and then that's our first group. You know what I mean?
I was going to ask if it's okay because I trust you. Is it okay if I send you what I have, like my
Yeah, you're gonna show me through a private meeting.
Okay, because I don't. Yeah.
You're gonna share your screen, and you're gonna show me to scan everything. You have a printer?
Oh yeah, it's already scanned in my documents actually. Because I mean, if you pull it up on you, and this is another thing, because Maryland wouldn't allow you to have anything without it blacked out, like your social security numbers and stuff.
Yes, so, I know that.
Because you did file.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
But here's my question though. Mm-hmm. When we send it to the Treasury, do we have to have two versions, like the one that's on Maryland's website?
The number. You only need the number. Once you have the number, you're gonna have your copy that you put into Maryland. I have a whole video on it. So I made a bunch of videos lately.
See, I didn't want to go out. I can't watch the videos at home yet because I don't have, you know what I mean?
So how come you don't do this then? How come you don't reset your password for the email?
Because when they have administrative settings, they control.
You gotta call Google and say somebody.
No, it's not whole Google. It's not just that. It's like, okay, so on the device, you know how you get to control your device. They had it where they're controlling my device. So I would change the password, then they would turn around and change the password. They had administrative because.
Hold on. I'm only talking about the YouTube masterclass file sharing.
But I don't have internet. I took internet out my house completely.
You don't have
moment. Right. So I had to call Comcast today, have them remove all my personal information off my account. So even if something like you. Even if I gave you my information, you would log in, you wouldn't see my name, you wouldn't see my account number, you wouldn't see anything. So if you have the security information that I'm going to give them to verify, me with, then that's the only way they can talk to you. But again, I'm only doing transactions in person. So when I'm going to trade this and like my gateway router box in, because I had to get a brand new account because they know where I live, they know my social security number, they have all this, and they know my mother's maiden name. They had my kids' information, they had my ex-husband's information, they had my aunt's information, they had my 1099s.
You don't want to, like, I don't know, like you want to like put charges on them or something.
And I do want to press charges, but I'm like, and the cops here, they're telling me to do all this stuff, but I can't get them. The other part, like the crime division, what is the cyber crimes on the phone? They won't answer the phone for shit. That's why I went to state. It's just so much shit. Baltimore City is so much shit. That's why I'm like, oh my God. Would it be easier for me to pack up and move?
I got my hands full, so I'm only gonna help. I can
and that's why I was just like, I just want to sit and listen to this.
I'm putting stuff on that master drive. I got a lot of information. You gotta go to every one of my videos.
And I will, but I need to be added back into that group.
I understand. And I don't have that control. So
I'll tell Radiant Clone.
What's the email that you use? You use the Sheila Tatum?
You can put me on there. I'm good with that. Yeah, okay. Sheila.
Okay, well, Sheila Tatum, then you got to email the guy and say, is that how you made the donation?
Yeah, that's how I was talking to him.
That email, because you already, so you gotta contact him right away, and then I'm gonna make a website where, because I like right now I'm like I got like $100 to my name. I make money. But
give me your Cash App. I'll donate.
Well, no, I didn't mean it like that. Like I'm not.
But I mean, I don't like that, because it's like I feel like I've donated to people who I shouldn't have donated to, and they number scammers. But here you are, honestly giving your time, and and I don't like that.
Yeah.
And it's know what I mean.
Okay, well that's sweet of you. That's nice, but I'm not asking.
I know, but you don't have to ask. That's not about you asking. Don't do that. Shut up.
Okay, so what I'm saying is I'm gonna make a website, because I'm gonna make a website, and I'm like I already said, I got a YouTube channel. I just made it today, and I'm gonna do this. Like I'm doing this.
I want you to do it, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I want you to do it. I'm with it.
Good. So
and I'm not gonna hinder you asking you all these questions, but I'm not gonna like suck up all your energy and time and not give back. And I mean, whichever way I can, I want to, because I want this to be beneficial for everybody, not just me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So and that's it.
I want to contribute to that. That's it.
Okay, that's sweet. I mean, we're not gonna have any problem for money in a little while. So.
I know, but I mean, just let me know, because I don't like that shit. I'm not just here for myself and shit.
So like I was saying, I'm gonna get a YouTube channel, and certain videos are gonna be public. Maybe I might clip a video and then say, for the private video, I'm not doing the whole Patreon thing. I'm doing a website. Since I know how to build websites, I already have a couple, and it's going to be a little bit of work, but I'm going to make a website where I'm going to be able to go live on my website. And I'm also going to be able to have videos, have multi-level paid subscriptions. I don't want to have to go through other third party. I want to have it all on my site, because my site is secure. I have my own server, and then why I bring that up is because it's going to have an app, So
because me and you're going to end up being business partners, because I got my domain today, thehumbleHierarchy.com today. You did?
I saw, well, you
that's my email. Yes, because I'm like, forget it, because
that's nice. Yeah. And
and I have, oh my God, yes, because I'm into the whole servant leaders, and like, because how can you leave without knowing how
everybody's ready for all this?
I'm like,
you got to drip when you have $1 billion, right? Say when you have $1 billion, first you got to come to grips with you having that amount of energy, because money is energy. That's why they call it currency. It's current, like your electrical current. It's like how much current is coming out there, 45 volts. You know what I mean? So the thing is I've already had money. You know what I mean? Like I had $5 million,
I never had that much, but I've never went. But I said I've never had that much. Not that I know of at one time, but I've lost a lot, and it's never meant nothing to me. That sounds like I feel you.
Well, the thing is that what's more important than me than when I have trillions and a yacht and a whole island, whatever, is my connection with my people.
There
It's
you
like
go.
that's so
Yeah.
powerful. Like I want to go in my village, like in my town. Like I'm dying for the village life. I want to wake up and there ain't no chemtrails. And then I walk through my village. I take my son or my daughter on horseback. They're gonna have those little miniature horses, you know.
Oh, yes. You have kids?
No, I don't have no kids.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, I don't have kids, but I'm gonna have kids soon. Like now, I didn't want to have kids until now.
You
Now,
don't have kids, man. You
oh,
know,
I'm gonna have a
yeah.
lot of kids. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of
Oh,
kids, and I'm gonna have a lot of wives because I'm a polygamist. Yes.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And I mean, you know, I'm gonna have, you know, because so now I want to be able to go through my village, right, and everybody loves me. You know what I mean? Not
And
egotistically.
trust.
I
Yes,
just
you have to
because
worry
they
about
want to love me because
bullshit.
I love them and I take care of them and I'm the chief. You know, I'm their chief. I'm their shaman. I'm you know, that's what I feel. So whatever steps I need to do to get to that point, you know, I give back. I give to everybody. So then when that giving and taking is reciprocal, you don't even need money. That's the
Right.
currency right there. The currency is connection. You're untouchable. If you have a strong tribe, only spiders that weave webs can catch you in their webs um by baiting you like a fish or like a hook. You know what I mean? With like carnal things. You know, like for example, you would have to go out like because you want like vulgar sex. You know what I mean? Like you just, oh, she's fine, and then you just want to have sex without having procreation involved in it. The only time that I would ever be with a woman if it's to procreate. That
Really?
yes, I do.
You're on that level.
I'm on that level. I could stay without sex for like I did it for 5.5 months. It don't mean I wasn't sexual. It don't mean I wasn't, but what it is you could do that for a man.
Thought
A
I
woman,
was the only one like that. Everybody
what?
keeps asking what's wrong
No,
with
there's
me.
people out there like this. There's people, and it's called basically, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now. It's
Chat,
called
I was like, oh God, it's like
chastity.
I'm living it, and I'm
Chastity.
like, no,
Yes,
it does not
chastity.
bother me.
Yes.
It's
But
like
the
I
thing,
need to have a purpose of
now
some
another
type.
thing is this. While I'm on that subject, just quick, is I. It don't mean I don't have sex. I didn't have sex. I just didn't orgasm. I didn't orgasm.
Oh God, I wish
So
he
what?
was. Oh my goodness, this is so freaky. You're having this conversation because
Yes,
people don't understand it. It's like,
this is ancient.
oh
This
God,
is ancient
I
sacred.
never understood this shit.
That's what sex stands for. Sacred energy exchange.
And oh my God, it's like,
Does
oh
that make sense?
God. It does now, and I was literally trying to explain it to this dude, yeah. And I'm just, and I mean, because he's the dude it's just like, yeah, cause I'm just like, oh my God, I just don't get it. I mean, we don't, oh my God.
No,
But
it's a process. It's a process. Definitely a process. So,
but I mean, I'm still single, but it's just because people don't get, it's like, and then people don't want to talk about it, and they think you're weird because you're not out here just like, but I'm just like, I need a purpose because it's just like such a waste of time. So I'd rather refocus my energy.
yeah. No, I
Oh
mean,
God.
you mean, you're like on your from your position. Like for me, you know, you could. The thing is that we like it's. I'm not gonna say sex is a necessity always, but sexual energy is
Yeah, it's
critical.
always, oh my God, yeah.
If you're not balanced with your sexual energy, everything malfunctions. But
Oh
if
my
you
God.
do, if you are in balance but most of these, I mean, look, most of these people, guys out there, like I'm not talking about people that have done work. I'm talking about people that haven't done any work. They're taking so much soy. The soy makes your testicles shrink, and then you're basically like a walking wiener. You know, like you're a weak man. You're a weak man. Like when you cut out certain foods out of your diet, like you know all these bodybuilders and a lot of people they take whey protein.
Yeah.
That makes your balls, your testicles shrink, and
Ugh.
it makes you into. It don't mean that you could have strong muscles. Yes, you could do that, but it makes you into a person that's not driven physically. So like when your sexual energy is peaking, that's when you walk into a room and every woman can sense, they can smell your pheromones, and they're instantly attracted to you because you walk in like a real man, like, you know what I mean? And that's how and that's why, and another thing is the environment here, they're sending out a signal on the Wi-Fi towers that's making us weak. I know this for a fact, because as soon as I go to Colombia, within 2 days, my testicles enlarged like twice. They as soon as I go to Colombia.
The country?
Yes, because they just brought the 4G in to the town I was in.
People don't believe me about this shit. I kept telling them.
Messing with us. They control your dreams from the Wi-Fi.
Don't fucking say that. Please don't say that.
They download it just like you download an app. They download a dream into you. You ain't even in control of your dreams. That's why you gotta be grounded.
I literally said that. I'm like, this is some wacky. And
I don't have Wi-Fi. I don't use Wi-Fi. I haven't used Wi-Fi for 8 years. I got everything hardwired.
And that's why I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This is where I get, oh God. I said, oh my God, last month, I don't know what, I was off the chain with the weird fucking dreams. Huh?
Oh, with the dreams? Tell me about them. Like they were bad dreams?
No. It's like, I mean, one in particular was very vivid.
They can make you horny. They can make you horny when they want you to be horny. I'm telling you, they could do this. They just download.
That's what happened. It was like I had like the female version of a wet dream. Like I was actually.
Yeah. Oh God, they've done that today. Like that happens too. It's also the astronomy too. So it's not only the frequencies. They know the astronomy. They can sense the astronomy that's happening when like when it's natural that you should be horny. And then what they do is they magnify it in a different polarity. They especially for men, they send you a signal of not wanting women but wanting men, because they want men to be fags. They want men to be I'm
starting to believe that so much.
Yes, they do. All the food, once you eat that bad food, they send a signal to your body. The parasites in your body, they want to get gay. I'm telling you, that's how it works. That's how it is. They want women the same way. They don't want us reproducing and making gods. They're making kings and queens. Especially the ones that are on the awakening level, like on the ascension process. They don't want us having kids. And if they do, they want Capricorns.
I swear to God. Oh my God. Yes.
When it's 9 months, like whenever is a full moon, right? If in 9 months after that, it's a sign that they don't want, that the establishment don't want, they will do everything possible to ruin that full moon. But when it's a full moon and a Capricorn is gonna come out, they make everything, no chemtrails, no nothing, everything happy.
What's so special about Capricorn?
Well, the Capricorns, they love Capricorns because Capricorns are part of like the establishment, like the control system.
Don't tell me that.
They don't want no Sagittariuses.
They don't want no Leos.
What?
They don't like Leos.
Yeah, Leos. They could use Leos for them too.
Cause I swear to God, like
what?
My family's like oh my goodness. My mom is a Capricorn. And I had to ask her, I'm like, are you an Asian? It's just like, I'm like, it's like everybody from like my great grandfather's like been military, government, like FBI. And I'm just sitting here like I've always felt out of place in my own fucking family. Always been the black sheep.
I was the black sheep too.
And I mean, I've always been like, I actually like despised by my own family. And I even had to ask my mother just this time, I'm like, are you an Asian? And I mean, she and I just do not have any type of relationship.
It's a different energy. It's a complete different.
But we have the same Chinese symbol. We're both monkeys. But the fact that I was keep going back to the Manchurian candidate, because that's how I feel about this. And another guy put me onto this. He said, "Are you sure what happened to you when you had your first son wasn't planned?" Because he's like, "Did you see what happened?" And I'm like, I don't believe the doctors would do that. Why would they just?
What was it again that they gave you?
Okay, the birth, because I mean, he came out perfect, and
Okay.
I mean perfect. And like 15 minutes later, and like they whisked him. It was almost like I
How
gave
long
birth.
have we been on for? How do I find out? 2 hours and 5 minutes.
You need to go.
No, I don't need to go. Soon I'm gonna get some wine and so I figure out
Go
what
ahead, start relaxing and whatever. I don't want to hold you up. But basically, let me just tell you what happened real quick. So he came out perfect. It was my ex-husband and my best friend came down. And oh my God, I felt like I just basically had the baby for them because they left me alone. And so the nurse was there. And like I said, like the drugs, I only had one fucking epidural. And I'm like, because I labored at home the entire weekend. Like, I was like, what the fuck? So without anything. So by the time I went to the hospital, I was ready to go, but they slowed it down. I don't know why they slowed it down because they're like, oh yeah, let's get you. And I remember this. They're like, you're about to go. I was like 70% effaced, 5.5 centimeters of some shit dilated. But once they got me upstairs, they slowed it down. They said I slowed myself, like whatever. So when I started pushing at 8, the runner's like, this ain't gonna be no baby story. You're gonna be here all night. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. 8:45, push it around. I'm like, what burn? Felt like a fucking blowtorch. So he came out 8:53. He was fine. Abgar 10, then a 9. Then everybody left. 15 minutes later, I had to pee. And I peed in the room. Everybody, like, there's about maybe 5 people in there. My ex-husband went down with the kid. And everybody just got quiet. And I was like, what's going on? Because I was like, I couldn't feel anything. I was in shock. Because I didn't scream or anything while I had him. And that was weird. I was like, wow, you didn't scream or anything. And they said like this huge blood clot just shot out. And when I peed, and they like, doctor, get the doctor, come look at this. And I'm like, well, I'm looking at my best friend because she was there. And I'm like, well, what's going on? And he examined it and he got another surgeon. And next thing I know, he's like, I'm so sorry, baby. Even if you were a sister, I have to do this. Mind you, I just gave birth to like an 8-pound kid. He basically fisted me and started scraping me because he said I wasn't clotting and bleeding properly. And it was from that moment on I've had issues with my and I'm type O, by the way. Type O.
I don't even know what I am. I don't even know.
I'm a universal. I can give anybody blood. I cannot get blood to save my life. And from that moment, I've been having issues with anemia ever since. And he scraped. And my best friend said I screamed that hospital down. And I mean, it's like, and I was like, I'm not surprised I got pregnant again, but. And I mean, the nurse who's holding my hand squeezed my hand and just crying. And she asked the doctor if she could give me one of her personal Percocets because that just happened to her. And she was back from maternity leave. And I just said, oh my God. And like within 2 days,
really deep.
They had.
So now,
thank you. And I'm just like, I didn't even know.
Saying, they did something with that shot. Like, you know what I mean? Because we trust, we don't have anybody. If you like me, for me, right? When I get my shit together, they know like anybody dies in my family, they ain't not getting buried in no cemetery. They're getting buried on my land. And the babies that are born, they're gonna get born by the grandma.
Oh my God, yes. And
that's it.
They didn't
we'll have a doctor or a hospital and all natural, essential oils, whatever, just in case there'll be an emergency and stuff. But we're gonna have all the machines. We're gonna have what's that thing where they scan the baby, like the
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's not coming to me though.
The
belly scan. I know what you mean.
Sonogram,
right? Because they did not allow me any, like everything I said I wanted to do, they just ignored it. even my ex-husband, he wanted to cut the cord. They wouldn't let him cut the cord. I don't know. I wanted to store. I wanted to do because that's back then they were doing blood bank, and I just come to find out they do take stem cells from moms, especially if they don't request that they want to keep their own stuff. And so the guy was telling, his name is John Kennedy French. He's probably around here. He said, "Well, what did they do with it?" I said, "I have no idea. I wasn't in the presence of mind to find out what." He's like, "Man, all your cells were in it." He said, "You sure that wasn't the placenta?"
Well, what would you have done with it? Kept it?
No, but the fact is that I had delivered the afterbirth, and he was thinking it was already the after. He's like, "That's all your cells," and then to find out that was with 2 more boys. And I mean, that's something like he was having me thinking like my whole family's been tracked for generations, and the way he had it.
Been tracked?
Yes, tracked, like the MK, whatever that shit is, because of like,
right.
And I was getting freaked out. And then I was like, why would they do something like that to me? And I mean, within 2 days, they had like my son was registered. Like I looked it up.
Let me tell you, I gotta tell you something now, because I know is my mother, right? She had 2 miscarriages, right? And what I'm finding out now is that they inject you with something, especially European people, like especially when you come from very, very pure living. My parents came from up in the mountains. They were the purest blood people from my country, and they injected her with something, and she cries about this, man. I remember her crying all the time. She had like 2 or 3 miscarriages. I found out now that they inject you and give you a miscarriage, take the baby down to the basement, and then raise him and clone him.
Stop lying!
I swear to God. Or they eat the baby for body parts, man.
Who ate the baby?
Why, you haven't heard about that?
No, I mean I've heard like people like, oh my God, because when you're saying that's like the movie fucking was it Them or whatever, The Tethered?
I don't know that movie, but
oh my God, because this shit is freaking me out because it's just too fucking weird. And I'm just sitting here like,
I just know that my mother had 3 miscarriages, and there ain't no reason why she would have had a miscarriage, because she was a healthy woman from healthy living, and she don't know why. She don't know why everything was good, and then they gave her a shot, and then she had a miscarriage out of the blue. So if she had a miscarriage, they take the baby and they raise the baby. They raised the baby for a freaking secret government. The place where we lived, they were wicked. They were wicked.
I believe that.
They were wicked, like German scientists type
These
people.
motherfuckers here wicked.
Yeah, when I went there, when I had like either I would get sick, they did shit with me, man. They did shit with me. They injected me with stuff, and it was like a whole big experiment. And it wasn't a hospital, it was a clinic. So like these clinics, they were wicked. I could tell the nurses she looked like some, what do they call that, like project whatever, I don't know. Well, from all these videos I watched, they looked exactly, that guy was devilish. He would tell my mother, you a doctor, you don't know nothing. And I remember all that stuff. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that anymore. But we both know that there's some secret shit going on.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk because this is just bringing up so many more questions I have.
So now let's get back to what we were doing, and then we're gonna end it soon. So basically, we're gonna work on first package. So tomorrow, 6 o'clock. You available?
Oh, yes. Tell me what I need to have tomorrow, and I will bring everything up.
None. We're gonna just talk like this, and that's it. And we're gonna talk because we're gonna let the other participant. He's definitely coming because he's unless I lose internet from the storm. So if I lose internet, then whenever I get my internet back, then we'll do it that way. I'm not gonna do it on a cell phone or maybe I'll do like casual, like we could just do casual. And then this week, there was something that I needed that I didn't have. And I had a couple things in my personal life, so I haven't been doing much work, but I've been doing work. I made a couple of videos. And I'm gonna be mailing some stuff out to get them registered. You mail them to yourself. It takes a few days for you to get it back. That's what I'm doing. It's
Okay,
nobody
well, I'm
else
gonna
did.
start doing that stuff now then.
Okay.
Mailing
So
stuff to myself just to solidify myself as a international
w-
person.
well, what it is validating, is registering that document. Is registering that document. So once the document is all ready, you mail it to yourself, and then this is how I'm gonna do it. When I do it, I will make a video, and then you could do it the same way if you want.
Okay.
Because what you're
Yeah.
gonna do is you're gonna have the front page of that document, the end of the I should say the envelope, right? You're gonna stick a page onto the envelope with sticky glue, with temporary like dots. And then you're gonna peel that off once it comes, and then you're gonna add that as page 22 to your document.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the exact stamped from the post office is gonna be a part of your document. I'll show you
Okay.
tomorrow. I'll show
Okay.
you. I'm not showing because it's too late, and I'll show you. And
All
then
right.
saying this is what I'm doing. If you want to do that,
Well, yes, I'd much rather do this along with the way you're doing it because it works like having actually somebody do work along with.
okay, good. That's good.
Because I don't want to just do it like you do your process and I do. No, I don't like that. I
Okay,
just like
good.
sticking in one uniform process.
That's it. So this process is based on, but I would say just tweaked. I don't want to say improved, but it's improved. It's the new process. It's
Okay.
the reason why nobody has done it. We getting feedback from our higher selves. Our higher selves are people that have already done the process. So if they have done the process, they're already up, they're already gone. Basically, they can't talk to us anymore because they already have non-disclosure agreements. Once
Oh, that's why they can't do that.
yeah, otherwise they would have been all up in here. You know what I mean? They can't because they already have a non-disclosure agreement. That they signed with the Treasury.
That's why. Oh my gosh, I was
Yeah,
wondering.
you can't they would come back for us, but no, the only thing they could do is they could donate, to your organization.
But
But
they
I don't
can't
want
get
no
on
free
YouTube or
money.
any. That's why people are private.
Yeah,
See,
they
so many
can if
people
they
don't.
want to. They can if they want to, but they would have to do it as a synonym, like as a
Oh,
as
okay,
a
yeah, like a
as
AKA.
anonymous.
Okay,
But you know
anonymous.
what? When you think about it, they already did it. So they already did it, documented their process, but it takes a secret agent to go through their videos and get every breadcrumb because they left breadcrumbs. So I took all their I told you I watched every single video. And every time I saw a breadcrumb, because I'm a Scorpio rising, a secret
I need to
agent
find out
motherfucker.
about mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna do
yeah,
mine.
yeah, yeah.
So wait a minute. So you listen to that guy Albert Tate? What is it? Elite about something Tatum? Like he talked about his case.
Who?
You know,
Um,
I can't pronounce it. Um, it's almost it sounds like my name. It's just in
he
Latin.
was one of the participants. Did he come up all the time or only once in a while?
He was once in a while, but he was on like a few of those calls on Radiant Clones channel. He's been in and I think the hackers unlocked me out of SPC my SPC group, my SPC thing. But I'm gonna have to get into that. But yeah, but like he was from North Carolina, but he said he had a case up in Philadelphia. I know he was talking when they were doing the 1099s.
Okay,
He's like a
okay.
truck driver or
I remember.
something.
I just don't know.
Yeah,
I don't have his name right. But
but
yeah, I'm sure all of them. What they did is they had one like energetic group that they pushed through and they got
okay.
their stuff done. So when they got their stuff done, right now they're working but in private. You know,
See,
he don't the Robert from Radiant Clone, he don't even know them. He just happened to have all the
yeah.
video
See, I didn't know. Okay, it seems that way
because
because I was
he
asking
worked with what's
PJ.
his name? No, he didn't work with him. He don't even know him.
Oh,
No, he just happened to he got him from what's the other old guy?
Patrick,
No, not Patrick, the other old guy that PJ always mentions that he says
Gene.
Gene Keating. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Robert worked with Gene Keating.
Okay.
Robert worked with Gene Keating, and when I don't know if Gene died or is not working anymore.
No, he's just really old and didn't want to,
He's not working anymore, so he gave all of his files to this guy. So now
Wow.
Robert is just managing it. He says, wow, I have all these files. Let me put them to use. You follow? So he just made the YouTube channel. So he's got all Patrick Devine stuff because they exchanged information with Gene, and Patrick might have been working together. I don't know. Or
Wow.
you know, so now he's got the Gene Keating stuff, which is good. I don't see any of it over here. He didn't put it. He didn't add it here because it's outdated. Everything else is updated. Like the Patrick Devine stuff is a complete different path. That boy, he found out that because what is the objective? What's the final objective?
To be free.
Okay, for me, it's something in addition to that.
Oh, to be out of the system, but also, yeah, to well, I want to be.
I'll tell you what I want.
Okay. I mean, we're dealing with all this paperwork and stuff.
Yeah, I could. But was the end game. The end game for me, in my world, in my universe, for me, the end game is for me and all of my predecessors, all my ancestors to be halal. Like halal. My parents are Muslim. I'm just saying, yeah, it is to be halal means to have zero balance. You don't want to have, you want to have a zero, you want to zero out the balance. So you don't want to be in debt. You don't want to have money. You're going to have control of a lot of money. But when you graduate, you want to have, for me and my father and my grandfather, they all had, if they didn't have a birth certificate, they had social, whenever the post office comes to your country, that's when it starts. And it started right around 1933. That's when they got all the post offices in my country and when they started doing birth certificates. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So people when that around that time, they knew something was coming. That's why they bought property in other countries, especially like blacks, and like, they got out of here because I've gotten in a lot of, talked to a lot of older folks and told me, well, that they grandfathers, like,
what did they do? Like go to Morocco or somewhere?
Not Morocco, went to I want to say Liberia maybe, or one of those countries, and because back in that time, it was just land was cheap.
Yeah.
And they said, their grandfather knew something, they felt something.
They knew how big. Anybody that was somewhat wise when that happened, because if you think about it, same thing they're doing now. How many people when the floodgates of information came out, when the internet came out, and we basically, when we were younger, we had those encyclopedias. It was like, oh, you know what I mean? We had all the information inside those. My father bought two. He bought the World Book, and
the red ones, the blue ones, and then Britannica.
And then so now that's where our information came from. Now everything is on the internet. But as they start dumping stuff on the internet, all of this information free, and people are out there watching Netflix and getting zombified, right? So even at 1933, when that happened, when they switched the money over, there was only a certain amount of people that were wise to what was going on, and they knew that was going to be the downfall of this country by doing the Federal Reserve. That's why they left.
So weird. And that's what they're trying to do now. They want to oh god, they want one monetary system.
Oh yeah, the New World Order, one world.
Yeah, the new secretary, Treasury Yellen, whatever her name is, she wants Yellen. One currency. How?
Yeah. It don't matter, because once you're set up, you're gonna have your own cryptocurrency, gold back, silver back, asset backed cryptocurrency. Is gonna be your whatever tribe you want to be a part of. If you want to be a part of my tribe, you can, but you have your own. You're gonna find out what your calling is, and then once you do that, it's gonna be a community, right? Where people work together. Then you can have any kind of a structure you want. You have your own flag, you have your own money, cryptocurrency, and gold. And
going back to it, I'm sorry, you got because you said that the people who were had already talked to the Treasury, signed NDA. See, nobody mentioned that part.
Yes, they did, but you gotta pick it up. You got to pick it up because they say it just like if I say something and then I'm like, no, but I'm not going to talk about that. You got
Oh, that's how they was doing it. Because I know Peter, he was like, I gotta ask if I can talk about that.
So as
Yes,
soon
he
as
was
he
saying I
would
gotta
do
see if
that,
I can talk
as soon
about
as he
that.
would do that, I would pick up on it and then I would piece together by going to all of the documents.
Talking to? No, I was just agreeing with
No, he didn't even know that was going public. He probably didn't even, that's why those videos were private.
In their private group until
they were private until they gave somebody else had ownership of copies of them. It's not even, he didn't even put these videos on Radiant Clone. Could you imagine that? All he did was just not disagree with it. And so it was a private group. He never did anything in public.
Because I was like, when he said he has to ask certain people if he could share his own document, I didn't know it was the Treasury who you had to make this agreement with. I thought he was just meeting with, so we have to go into this agreement with the Treasury because that's who will handle ultimately the bank.
I'm not sure. He mentioned it. I signed one once. I signed one and I got it notarized, but I never sent it anywhere. It's a non-disclosure agreement. They made me sign it when I was in another group.
The group made you, not the Treasury.
Yeah, no, yes, but it said United States government on it.
Oh.
So they knew what the future was, but then she told me, oh yeah, you're not going to need that now. She just wanted to bomb me with a bunch of stuff because she wanted to protect herself and she wanted to see what level, because you could get people that want to enter a group and then they're agents.
Right, there you go.
And so what you got to do is you got to like basically say, all right, well, you got to agree to these terms to even be a part of it. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not fearful, but I am cautious.
Right, and that's how I feel. And that's
why I asked you a bunch of questions at the beginning.
Protect yourself. That's something like the people who stealing stuff. It's like they think they taking from me, but they're taking shit that can set everybody up. You know what I mean? Or start some shit that not bypass me and rain down on them hardcore.
Yeah, right.
It's like they don't.
That's why what's important is to get a couple of these documents. They can't touch you. You got to get that power, the security agreement, legal notice and demand, and then the power of attorney. I'm going to do the 2848 power of attorney. There's two. One of them is more
I had those.
More like secure party, and the other one is official, like official way, how they want it. They're like, I'm not going to, they didn't record my power of attorney. This is, you need a 2848. So I'll do that too. And they're gonna record everything. If not, I'm suing the shit out of this.
Wait a minute. So did you get your stamp by the IRS?
What?
Your 2848.
I haven't done it yet.
Oh, okay. But you're saying, okay, the county was giving you shit. Yeah, Baltimore County.
I'm gonna record the 2848 is the official version of a power of attorney. It's almost like an IRS form.
Yeah, I did one.
You did one?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I didn't. When I went down, I had a stamp. I had to reschedule my appointment, but I didn't know we had to.
Did it for something. Did you do it for you?
The fiduciary, yourself? Me and my kids. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but you to your kids.
No, I actually was doing it to send me for myself and to send to the Secretary of State because I was getting my packs together. But I didn't, because remember, I had to do like 3 different ones, and for each child, I had to do 3 ones for each child.
Okay.
And I'm just like, so that's like 9 right there, 3 for me. But so I'm like, shit, let me come back because I need to make sure I have this correct. Okay. And so, but I'm just saying, I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm like, I didn't know I had to record that as well with the county.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, why not? You can do whatever you want. This is you. This is all your journey. Because when you do have a pack, when you have your pack, right, and if you bind it inside of a book, right, and
that's what I'm really gonna need help with.
That's your story, right there.
I got
you. It's gotta start from the beginning. Mine. I'm even gonna do some crazy shit. I'm gonna even go and I'm gonna do because what it is it goes back to the end game. The end game is you want to get anything and everything they ever did to your property, your name. Why do you think? I gotta show you something. I'm gonna share screen because this is important.
Okay, I'm listening.
Uh,
Yo,
You gotta see this because you probably did not see this.
you telling me some good stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna. This is what. When I show you the next thing, this is what you're gonna be thriving for. This is what you're gonna want. All right.
I don't even think you said to do that. Yeah, I wasn't in any like group or anything like
Right
that.
here. Right here.
What? All I see is you smiling.
Can you see this?
Hmm.
Yo, you can't see this?
Let me see what. Maybe it's me.
No, maybe I'm not sharing screen then. Because let me try again. You can't see something. You can't see something over here like an image. Okay. Look, we've been on for 2 hours. Maybe that's why.
Okay. You want to send it? Like, can you like send it to me or?
No, I'm gonna show it to you tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm gonna show it to you tomorrow, but I can't even get out of the screen right now.
What is it?
I don't
Something you
wanna
sent to
say.
somebody so you can kick their ass.
Wait a second. What is going on over here?
Oh God, you think
I
they're
can't
listening
even
to
get
us?
out. I can't even get out of this.
I'm so scared.
Escape. All right, I'm gonna have to just start Xing out of stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I never pressed share.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
And I was
now
getting all scared.
how about now?
Stop playing.
You can see this?
Yes, you're a bounty hunter.
No, I'm gonna be a bounty hunter. And
How the hell?
what that's your 98 number. You could be a bounty hunter too.
Stop lying.
What are you gonna be searching for though? What's your bounty? You're gonna be a bounty hunter for your own documents, for anything that was ever used on your name.
You are a bounty. Oh my God.
This
So
is
we
Patrick
can.
Devine. This is Patrick Devine stuff. This is Patrick Devine's 98 number right
And
here.
he made himself, and that is backed by the fucking treasury.
Right here. Look, my We the People federal government owner, bounty hunter, badge of U.S. law enforcement per 1872 Supreme Court ruling and issued by.
God.
This is gonna be the best group. We're gonna have some bulls come up in here.
Oh my God.
Because it's divine. And that's why the guy's name was Divine. It was Patrick Divine. This is divine timing right here. This is the 2022. 2022 is gonna be an amazing year. We're gonna do so much.
Yo.
Yep. And I want one of these, boy.
I want one too. I'm gonna look into that after I watch
Is
a couple of these videos.
And look, this even looks like two heads on this eagle, not one. Look, like the flag of my country. I don't see. Yeah, my country has a eagle with 2 heads. Look, that looks.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the Colombia. Okay, I'll look up your flag.
No, I'm not Albanian. Albanian. Yeah, but I'm not Colombian, but I traveled to Colombia.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm getting out of this. All right, so we're gonna talk further then. All right, so let me just X out of this.
Now, oh my God, now I'm afraid to go to sleep though.
Why?
I don't want to dream.
Oh no, I know what you could do. You could turn off but how you gonna do that? You got to turn off your Wi-Fi. That's a critical thing.
Yeah, they say it's best to turn off your Wi-Fi and stuff.
Oh, I can't sleep with Wi-Fi. My brain starts drilling. It starts going. I can't. And not only that, but I have I can show you how to do it. You get a wire and you put it inside the ground of the electrical plug, and then you just put it on your body, and then it grounds everything.
Grounding.
Yes.
Like, okay.
I'll show you.
Look into that.
Oh, that thing is deep.
Yeah. When we talk like on personally off the video, I have to, because that freaked me out, and it was like telepathy going on.
When I told you about what they control your dreams.
Yes.
Because
I had just gotten back from North Carolina with my cousin. We were down there like always, like a week. It was a mess.
What happened?
And I mean, it was like it was just so freaky, man. the whole, I was like, am I high? I don't know what it's like. I'm
Tell me
not.
what happened. What happened? I don't.
No, I was just having a dream. Like my friend was like literally there, like in the room, but nobody was there. But I was asleep. And then I'm like, you know how you talking to somebody like me and you are talking, but then it turned to a sex dream, and I really felt like I was having sex, and I was just like, I don't know, it was just so wacky.
Well, I mean, it could have been natural, but it could have been programmed. I'm telling you, they
But
could do that.
listen to me, I
Uh-huh.
know me and I know my body. I don't have stuff like that.
And then, yeah,
That's
yep.
why I'm just like,
And then
it,
you could tell if it's a healthy, positive drink. Even if they don't, even if they can't on you, or if something or another, they send a frequency of negative vibration.
but why would you think? Why would they be? Why?
Because it's a game, and they're doing it because that's their job. Their job is to prevent you, like the movie.
Are we marks?
What?
Are we marked?
No, it's a game. Life is a game. The only way that you can make it to the end of the game, to win the game, is if you can solve all the problems, all the riddles. So the riddles is this is unhealthy living, the way you're living and the way I'm living. The only solution is if you leave the country, which a lot of people are doing. A lot of people from
Yeah,
the
I heard
urban,
about that.
like, have you heard of carbonation by chance?
Carbonation,
Yeah.
like in sodas.
No, carbonation means
Oh, like carbon dating and stuff like that.
no, not carbon dating. Carbonation is a group of people from the inner city that left Babylon, and
No.
they went to Central America. You could check them out. They
Mm-mm.
basically, I mean, I've been following them for years.
Oh my
That,
god.
that's another tether that I'm giving you to bring you up to another level. If you
Okay.
research them, there's certain things that maybe people don't agree about, but this boy, he did the work. There's a group of people that they doing the spiritual work for us. They're doing some really, really good work. They have videos, they have a whole, it's called Carbonation TV. You should check it out.
Okay.
He,
I
he
will.
it's like 7, 8 years, 10 years. He goes through his whole process, how he left Babylon, and how he got out of the system.
Wow. So
Yeah.
the fact that we're working our way out, they know that, so they're gonna fuck with it. Because all this shit didn't happen until like
Yeah, once they do, they make it harder. Like right now, like I already know that like they're listening to us right now.
the
But
day I was gonna do my truck,
that's why
huh?
I'm not. That's why I'm because they can't get me, because I already have certain documents in place. They can't get me, but they can only get me on a crime. So I'm not committing no crimes. Go
Oh
ahead.
my god. I kid you not. The day my aunt and I were going, she was gonna be my notary for my trust.
Okay.
My phone just completely wiped last
Yeah,
year.
my phone been doing shit.
And I mean, then when I went to North Carolina, my cousin was talking about how they fucked with her for years. And she's in fact, I was like, okay. And she's like, these people are like, they fuck with your life. They fuck up your relationship. They fuck every yes,
Who's that? Who's they? The
the
government? She's
government.
saying.
And
Oh, she's like, so what it is called targeted individuals. Yeah, they call it targeted individuals. So if you're really on their list, like that us, we're really not. You know what I mean?
why would I again? Why would I be? I don't.
Well, they don't want us. There's certain aspects of
Or is
that
it
they
because
don't
they
want
want,
you to see.
or because if they feel like they had plans that you're going against the system, the Manchurian candidate type of thing.
Anti-government, yeah. But the thing is that I'm not,
I'm
because
not
I'm not.
either.
Well, the thing is this is that if there's a few different ways that you can go through this process, you can go through this process and think you're gonna go and you're gonna change the system. You ain't never gonna do that. All you're
Thank
gonna
you.
all you're gonna do is you're gonna have a little pocket where you're gonna preach your truth, and then people are gonna be attracted to you that are that are meant to meet you. Not everybody, but then you're gonna have levels. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be private, but then you're going to have levels of information, just like a pyramid. That's what the pyramid stands for. When Jay-Z goes like this, that's what that means. It's levels of knowledge. So you still love everybody, you know, in your city, for example, but some of them, they'll never get this stuff, but you still want to see them living decent. You don't want to see them suffering. So you have one layer of help that you're going to help them, but you're always going to leave room for them to have the ability. So you always leave them breadcrumbs inside.
There you go. Yes.
And then from there, then there's another level, right? Give me a minute.
Mm-hmm. That's what I like. You leave breadcrumbs. You don't yank the ladder after you done climbed up.
Yeah, you don't want to force anybody to do anything they don't want to, and then so then you get levels like that, and that's it. I'm getting tired now.
I don't know.
All right. So then we'll leave it at that, right?
All right, but if you want to talk earlier or later, just tomorrow, let me know. But
no, tomorrow, text me. Like, I'm gonna talk to you because this is my schedule every day.
Okay.
I wake up early, as you know, like, tomorrow's Sunday. I want to go to the gym in the storm. So if I could drive, because I need to go to the gym, I'm gonna go to the gym in the morning, come back, have lunch, go to sleep like I always do, and then I'm gonna wake up. So you can text me in the morning, that's no problem. But I could talk to you before 6 o'clock.
Yeah, but I don't want to mess up your schedule, nothing like that.
No. 2 to 4, I'm gonna be working on. I want to start getting curriculum together. You know, like curriculum. Like, in other words, I want to get myself together to have structure to this, because I'm gonna make it a business model. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this to support myself until.
This is where I was. Yes.
Just for 5 months. That's it. And then what it is. What?
I said, but later on down the line, I wanted to put this together.
We're gonna be paid.
Well, I mean, I just like, oh God, I don't know.
It's exciting. It's exciting. I know. It's a lot. It's exciting to be a part of this, you know. So I'm glad you made it.
Thank you.
One thing you could have did differently, and then you could have been completely off of the path. We would have never met. You would have never known about Secure Party. One thing you would have did different, if you would have hooked up with that one guy, or if you would have not. I'm saying, that there could have been a point in your life where a fork in the road, where you could have went down a path that you would not have come across the Secure Party stuff, and it would have never opened up your mind, because you would have been trapped in something.
Yeah, and I never strayed too far, because obviously this is home, and it's been calling, you know, and I had to find true spirits. I always call myself true soul. It's because, you know, people always say, oh, you're a bohemian, you're an old soul, you know, you've been here before. But if that is true, I'm restless because I haven't found my people, my tribe.
Yes.
There's been so many fake ass people, and I'm just so over it. That's why I'm better off by myself, and I stay by myself.
Yeah. Yes, because you have to you got to be the tribe. Once you activate, right? Once you activate, you get this, you're going to get power, right? Once you do that, you got work, because if you don't know who you are, you have to find out who you are. And you got to find out what your purpose is in this life.
Yes.
I know my purpose. It's a long story, but I know everything. I know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to live a long, 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 long life. Like, I'm going to live at least 200 years.
Wow.
Yes. And there's ways that you could do that, especially if you have money. And
I believe it.
Yeah.
Look at Prince Philip, how long he lived. Chaos magic.
And then, you know what? Even if I don't, it's good to dream, you know?
But all I say is this. I might not know how long I want to live, but I do know I don't want to live second guessing myself and compromising who I am. You know what I mean? And that's just it. And I just don't want to be fake about it. And the things that has been shown to me, it was just like, if I continue down that one path, it just wouldn't have been nice or pretty.
Yeah, well, Well, what I'm saying is when you create whatever you're gonna create, like, cause you know, when you have access to funds, and then you're gonna be creating something. So you could create something and then it doesn't work, it's wrong. You create the next thing. But the thing is that you're gonna have the capability of being a puppet master, because with funds, you could do 100 projects at the same time and then find out which 50 of them were mistakes, and then take the 50 that worked and then you focus on those. Then you build, and then as the astrology changes, then you have different inspiration to do new projects, and then you start those projects. And while you're doing that, you're gonna build up your tribe, because 1% of the people that you're gonna be hiring to do projects, they're gonna have their own thing. You know what I mean? This is the way I see it. That's it.
And you're right.
You're gonna be making contributions basically to people, right? You're gonna be making contributions.
That's how it works.
Right. So now in those people, if you have 100 projects, 1%, maybe 10%, between 1 and 10%, you're gonna have a connection with these people. Then they're gonna be a part of your tribe, or you're gonna be a part of their tribe. Because don't underestimate the underdog. You could have somebody like your child that is destined for greater than you. That's why I help people, because when I help people, I want them, just like Jesus says, I want you to be greater than I, you know? And then if you're around to see it, it's gonna be a great thing. And plus, when you get old, you're not gonna be able to hand the torch down, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
To me, it's gonna be my kids. But the thing with kids is this, is that certain kids, not everybody is made for ascension. There's kids that come into your life to test you, and then their path is descension. So they're gonna take all their inheritance and they're gonna go do Jay-Z shit. You know, they're gonna be like, you know, like, I'm serious, because they're gonna be billionaires and they're not gonna be for ascension. So they're gonna be for other stuff, and then you have to accept it, because the ladder goes up. Behold, the ladder goes up and down.
True.
So that's it. I'm done.
All right. Thank you,
All right.
sir. Oh my God.
Let's talk tomorrow. Text
We
me,
will.
whatever, and
All
I'll see you on tomorrow's Zoom. Have a great night. I don't know if you ate, but enjoy your dinner.
Yeah.
And I'm done. So I'm gonna put this in there. I'm gonna put this up tomorrow morning. Or tomorrow afternoon. I'm gonna put this in there and then work on getting access to that
Oh
thing.
yeah, I'm gonna work on that. I'll
Yeah,
probably be
text
back
it.
home
He
tomorrow.
works sometimes middle of the night, like but it's a weekend. Sometimes I don't know. Maybe you can't get
I'll send him an email, but I'll be back in. He responds pretty well.
Okay.
But
All right.
yeah, hopefully. But
And
I'll
then-
definitely will.
If I upload my content to my what do you call it, to my Google Drive, I'll give you access. One
thank
email.
you.
Don't, like, I don't want to have 100, like a lot of email. And he really is not. I can't blame him, because I asked him, I have another email. Could you give me access? He's like, no, one email per donation. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna make another email, because I want to have. I'm gonna make another payment. He's at half price.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know how I got taken out, but I was like, I didn't take myself out, and I don't know if, like, by me deleting certain things,
somebody did something with your email.
and right, because I'm like, I'm still with that email, or I could have deleted myself by mistake. I don't know, but I'll see. I'm gonna go back and see, but I'm definitely gonna email him too.
I don't think you did. I don't think you did. It physically said that you were removed. All right, I'm tired.
All right, well, be careful tomorrow, okay?
It's nice talking to you. All right,
Nice
I had a
talking to
great
you.
time.
Same
You got it.
here.
Have a great night.
You too. Bye.
Let me see here. You stop recording. No, all right, I'm gonna end the meeting. Wait.